Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? It's I'm hoping everybody's having a good Monday. The weather's been kind of up and down here a little bit right now. So as you can see, it's kind of a little bit cloudy, yucky, but it's really hot air, very humid. It's like 85 degrees and humid. And Sarah Stickley is first. Well, good to see you, Sarah. My adopted daughter down in Florida. A little bit of hacky sacky going on here. The ship that is upbound right now is the Laura L. Van Enkelborg. It is a tug barge. What they do is they took older freighters, cut the front off. That was the Joseph L. I can't think of the name of it, but it was Joseph L. Thompson, or J. Thompson, anyway. And they take those freighters, cut them off at the back, notch the back end, and then they take these seagoing tugs, put them in there, hook them all up to operate things, and then put the tower on top of the tug. So it's an articulated tug barge combination. Matter me. You're a good girl. My co-host Paul Hodges has been very, very busy. Hey, mana. How are you doing? Good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while. The Paul Hodges is thought he was on Easy Street, and he got a call from one of his realtors, wanted 20 or 25 signs put up in the next day or two. So Paul had to go to the lumber yard because he makes the signposts. It's like a 4x4 up with the arm going out. So he had to run and get those. And so as far as I know, right now he's building signposts so that he can get those 25 signs up. Hey, Drone Shots, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, just getting a day older every day, mana. And but other than that, things are going relatively okay. I find every day that a new crick comes into my back, but that's all right too. It's part of the aging process. But as you can see, it's gotten cloudy here. We had a little bit of sunshine this morning. In fact, I did a ship this morning and I posted it around noontime or so. And it turned out really good. And here comes Justin, just in time. It looks like it's
Where's Hodges ain't here right now?
No, Paul is working on a whole bunch of signs. He had a realtor call him today and wanted 20 signs put up in the next 2 days.
Jesus.
So Paul makes the signposts out of 4x4s. And so that's what he was up to. He said he would try if he got a chance to pop in or out or whatever, but I don't think that's, unless he's taking a break or something, that's going to happen the next day. He said tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, to have to finish it up because then he's got to go take and install all the signs. So
Mana FPV.
Manamana.
Phenomena. It's pretty
Yep.
interesting.
You remember the Manamana?
No.
Oh, hang on a minute. Lenny bought me these. Paul Hodges and I used to do a little thing with these.
What's up, Phenomena? Drone shots, Jody, Lynn, Dwayne.
Here we go. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Do 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 do. Manamana. Do 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 do. Manamana. Do do
Oh
do
my
do.
God.
Manamana.
I remember I remember the puppets. You just never did that before. I don't remember offhand.
Yep. Manamana.
JD, what's up? Oh, piss off, OneDrive. I keep turning you off. I don't know how you keep turning back on.
JD, hey, how you doing? Dwayne, an Australian band did that song with that. Yes, they did. It's been a while. You bet it has, Manamana. Well, thank you, Sarah. These puppets Lynn bought for me when we were doing the Manamana song. And she searched far and wide, she can find things. And she got them from somebody that hand makes things like that, like for movie props and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So that's she found them. And then she bought them and presented them to me.
What you up to, JD? You gonna pop in and say hey? Oh, got another hit line today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, apparently Frontier decided they were gonna bore a hole a week ago and went through the gas line of somebody's property and they hadn't been home. Didn't realize they didn't have any gas because it automatically shut off. And apparently they did it a week ago and we just found out about it.
Wow.
Went right through it. We dug it up and it was cut in half, completely cut in half.
So they're lucky that the gas shut off, right?
Yeah, it was just a little 3-inch line like that. It wasn't nothing crazy. Well, the thing is in that neighborhood, there's a, I can't remember what they call it, but there's like a valve out on the road. And if there's any interruption in pressure anywhere in that area, it just shuts everything off.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it shut off, I guess they weren't home or whatever. So they got home today and realized they didn't have any hot water or anything and called.
Well, now is that construction company is liable for that? Is that what they are?
I don't know I wasn't there long enough to hear all that. I was there for maybe about a half hour. I just located the hit for him where it was leaking and then they dug it up. And then I took off because it was right at the end of the day. I got there at like 3:10 or something. And so I have to be off the clock at 4. So I found it real quick for him and then they dug it up and it was just a clean break that went right through it. Bored their bore machine right through it. I mean, it was a quick fix. All they were going to do was take 2 connectors and right back together. So they would have, I'm sure they've already got it fixed and reburied. Shouldn't have took them more than 20 minutes to do that. JD, you gonna come in?
What are you doing, JD? Come and join us. Paul Hodges is working on building some more signposts. He got a big order for 20 20 or 25 new locations for, evidently what happened is a contractor that's building new houses in a subdivision wants a sign on every property, so.
It's not really, Monoma. It was just a hand dig. It was only like 2-3 feet underground. It only took them like 10-15 minutes to dig it up by hand real quick. Now, if it was like a, 10-inch coated steel line with, 800 pounds of pressure in it, then yeah, that would be a big problem. They'd have to
Hey,
get,
Tim Jackson has joined the chat. Lenny's here.
it wasn't even dangerous because it automatically shut off once it lost pressure. So, what's up, Tim? But now, like, say a backhoe operator hits like a, 6-8 inch line on the side of a highway doing a major construction. Yeah, that could be like a
Expensive. Yeah.
$30,000-$40,000 hit. But to fix a little house line like that, that's nothing. That's a couple $1,000s. But like that one guy that hit that gas line on Cypress Gardens and hit that communications line that one time. Yeah, you were looking at close to $120,000 for that backhoe operator. Because fiber optic lines are even more expensive. Those are about 60 to 80,000. Really just depends.
Yeah, Brian's been hanging.
Oh, did you see Corey Mono's video?
No, I didn't.
He has a security video on his channel, a security video of some kids pissing on his vehicles.
What?
Yeah, they were just walking by. It looked like a bunch of high school kids, maybe 11th, 12th grade, were walking by his house, and two of the kids just walked over out of nowhere and just started peeing on both his cars. It's on his channel. He put it up.
Wow.
But I told him, I said, you might want to blur that out, though. I said, because you can kind of see their things. And I was like, you don't want to get in trouble because if they're underage, it's possible you could get in trouble for that.
Did he turn the video over to the police?
I have no idea. I asked him if he caught him, but he never answered me back. So, I mean, you could see the kids clear as day. I mean, and I'm sure I'm walking down the road. They were probably from that area somewhere. So I'm sure somebody in that neighborhood knows who they are. But like I said, it kind of showed the one kid's, downstairs area. This thing was hanging out, and I made a suggestion in Corey's chat. I was like, you might want to blur that out and repost it. I was like, because technically you could get in trouble for that by YouTube. But I mean, if it's an underage kid too, who knows what the fuck kind of stupid shit somebody might try to get you for. Because they look like they were about anywhere between 16 and 19. I don't really know how old they were, but they looked around that age. But yeah, he posted it on his channel if anybody wants to go check it out. I just wouldn't recommend playing it.
I
Only
can't.
because,
What's his channel?
hold on. Let me get his exact channel. I'll put the link for the video in the chat and you guys can look at it. I just wouldn't recommend playing it only because you can kind of see the kid's private part. And so I don't know if YouTube would get mad about that. Let me see if I can find Corey's. It's Corey Man 0.
Yeah, I put that in the search, and it comes up with a couple of his like 2 years ago, but that's it.
Oh, he must have took it down. Let me go back to my notifications and see if he took it down, because it won't. Hold on, I found it. Let me see here. I got it. Let me go back to your channel and I put it in the chat.
Where'd Paul go?
I am here.
Oh, cool. Oh, there you are. Cool. I didn't see you there for a minute. There.
There's the master craftsman.
See all the lumber here? I've already cut down 6 and 4 feet.
There you guys
And
go.
now, see, I've got to taper all the edges. Then I got to slot them so they go together, right? But this is all lumber I just bought. So I'm in the middle of right here. My saw, I had to go get it, set it up, and got to do all these posts, right? So yeah, and being a little busy. So well, hang on, go back here, switch around. So, but anyways, if you want to know what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. So
He's not gonna play it because I've already told him that's not a good idea, Tim. Only because I understand why Corey posted it, but it does show the kids' private areas, so I don't want Paul to get in.
anyways, guys, I just wanted to say hi. So I'll talk to you guys maybe in a little while.
All right, Paul.
They got calling for rain tonight all night, so I want to try and get it
Trying to get it done, yeah.
So, anyways, we'll catch you guys later. Eh?
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, I'd be sending that to the cops.
Okay. Well, the thing is too is I don't know how they deal with that up in Canada because Corey's in Canada, so I don't know.
Well, indecent exposure and also urinating in public doesn't have a time frame as far as age limit, you know?
Well, no, I just don't know what their rules are up there for it because I don't hear, every state's different. That could be like vandalism.
Oh,
I'm not sure what that
there's
falls
a
under.
lot of things that are very similar, especially that kind of thing going on. But the
No,
thing
that
of it is if they feel comfortable doing that, what else are they doing? That's why the cops should be called.
The only thing that I thought Corey should have done was blurted out down, their downstairs area before
Well,
he
it's
shut
kind
it.
of hard. At first, you could blur that thing out, but then when they started whipping them around and using them like a fire hose, that's
Yeah, it was stupid. I don't know that they just came out of nowhere. I don't know why they decided to do that. They looked high school age, like late high school. Oh, I think it's disgusting too. I don't think it's not. I just don't know what your guys' rules are up there for that. Phenomena said in Canada, but I'm in Canada, but I think it's completely disgusting. Oh, it definitely is. I just don't know what their laws are or what their rules are up there for stuff like that. And down here, it's every state, every county is different. Like it could be vandalism, it could be indecent exposure. I mean, there could be a whole different things they can get them for. What's Phenomena's name?
Brian, isn't it?
Brian? Okay. It's easier to say that than try to pronounce his name because it screws me up every time I try to say his name. Like down here, they would have gotten at least a vandalism charge, if anything. Yeah, that was pretty weird. Yeah, that name's a little bit of a tongue twister there, Tim. That kept getting me. Oh yeah, Les used to get pissed when you'd call him by his real name, Sarah. I remember that. Me and Mikey Michael used to do it to him all the time.
Well, the only thing that I'm wondering is on that video is it says CJJP is the start of that video. that
Uh-huh.
Corey, is that his logo?
Well, I asked him in the comments. The only thing he answered back to me, I said, "Is that your house?" And he said, "Yeah, those are my cars." And then I
Okay.
said, and then I replied back. I said, "Well, did you catch the little bastards?" And he was like, and then he never responded back after that. So I don't know.
Yeah, at a minimum, he should forward that to the police, and what he should do is call the police, let them see it, and then let them decide how they should proceed. They'll tell him.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's probably called the cops.
Because that kind of activity is so out of control, you don't know what else is next. Next, are they going to be squirting lighter fluid into cars and setting them on fire and running down the street laughing? They're out of control.
Down here, I know that they definitely would have put their faces on the news.
Yep.
That's why I was hoping Corey was going to pop in the chat this evening so I could ask him about it. He's usually in here, but I haven't seen him pop in yet. Because I thought might have been somebody else's video, like a friend or something that he just reposted. And that's why I asked him. And he was like, "No, those were my vehicles." What's up, Bill? How's the Mini 3 treating you? Mike Rennick, what's up? Did you do any flying today? What's up, AZ? You got 3 people just popped in. It's nice getting home at 4 again. Took a little nap when I got home.
I got to feed me. I'll be right back.
It's a deadly man.
Be right
Loving
back.
it. Oh, that email you sent me, AZ, was hilarious. I replied back to it. That one from Thingiverse that you sent me that file. I should forward that to Tim. Let me find it real quick. Ooh. Oh, Tim, I was looking at that camera link too that you sent me about that camera or whatever for the 3D printer, how it's like for $70 they're trying to like almost do it as a kind of what you guys did with the Raspberry Pi with the camera. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm wondering how good it is. It's supposed to be able to do time lapses, and you're supposed to be able to network your printer with it and everything. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to AZ. Have him look at it. I thought it was pretty cool for the price. Let me, damn it, come on. You're only gonna let me forward it to, hold on, let me get the. I'll send AZ the link to that video. There we go. I thought that was a pretty cool little setup though. I sent you the link to it, David, if you want to check it out. It's pretty much kind of like the Raspberry Pi, that system that Sean built for Tim's printer and for his own printer. Yeah, it's kind of like, what was it, the Octopi, I think it's called, the system where you can network your printer. But it's like a little network like a little camera that you can put on your Wi-Fi and connect to your printer and everything. And it does hyperlapse shots, and you're supposed to be able to send your printer G codes and everything. Oh, AZ sent that to you? Oh, okay. So I'm just curious on how good it is for $70, because like if you go buy that system that, I mean, if you were to set up that same system now that Sean set up for you, I mean, you're looking at a couple $100. That's not a bad price, and it's supposed to do like cool hyperlapse shots of your prints. Do you have that particular camera, or I use a webcam? That's kind of like what I do. I can get on my computer when I'm not home, and just, even if I'm not live streaming, I can peek through my webcam. But I have a Pi 4, yeah. What's up, Joe Days? What's up, man? Oh. I don't know. You think for the price though, AZ, it's gonna be a decent item or what? Because that one guy just put that video out like what, today, I think. So I don't even know if there's that many reviews on it or anything, or how new of a product it is. I didn't really look into it. I just kind of watched the first few minutes of the video when I was parked in the rain waiting for the rain to stop earlier.
Mia's happy now. She got fed.
Yeah, Bo was happy when I got home. I gave him another rawhide, man. He freaking loves those things. He goes nuts. He starts flipping it all around in the living room. When you first give it to him, he likes to play with it for like the first 10 minutes before he starts chewing on it. And he likes to throw it around in the air and catch it. And yeah, you can. The only thing I liked about that one though was the hyperlapse thing. It's got the hyperlapse built into it, which I thought was pretty cool. Because otherwise you have to take your own video and put it through some kind of program to do that. And right. Then I got Bo a subscription to Pupbox. Have you ever heard of that, Murray?
What's that?
Pupbox. It's like
What?
20 some dollars a month, and they send your dog like treats and toys and all that.
Oh, no,
Because Bo's like, if Bo doesn't have toys to play with and like rawhides and stuff, he likes to chew on like paper. He'll get like pieces of paper and stuff and chew it up. So I've been trying to keep stuff out in the living room, and Kelsey tries to keep stuff in a room for him to play with. So it's like I think it's like $29 a month or something. And they send treats and all that stuff every month.
Mia's gotta go out now. Be right back.
All right.
Speaking of treats,
What's up, Chuck?
just picking Lori up at her office. She doesn't know I'm on. She doesn't know I'm talking to you guys. Uh-oh. She's also locked out of the Jeep. I'm just chit-chatting with the boys on Paul's thing. It is 92 degrees here.
It was 91 today, and it was like 90% humidity or something. Oh, it was horrible today.
Yeah, our humidity is not oppressive, but it's. I almost want to take the Mini 3 Pro out and see if it overheats. Just let it hover over something safe and just see if it auto lands, how long it takes. I'm curious.
Honestly, it's you should, so you know the limitations of it, because you
I
can't
know.
really go by what DJI says, because that's not always accurate.
No, it's never accurate. It's always, best case scenario.
Right.
So it'd just be, I think 90 degrees ought to be, well, for me, this is about as warm as it gets for us. We're like in the, low 90s.
What you should do is pop it up and just burn through like half a battery, just whip it around your neighborhood, and then bring it down and just fill it and see if it's like really hot or if it feels okay. That'll kind of give you an idea.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to do a really good test because I don't really have a control or anything. I could do a control by turning it on and waiting. I could turn it on and hover it and see how long it takes for it to like auto land from nothing in 90-degree ambient, and then do the same thing in the house. Just turn it on. You can almost let it hover in the house, just 70 some odd degree house, and see if it just hovers, it doesn't overheat, and lands in the house.
Right.
But, that would work. That'd be 2 legit tests, I suppose.
But it also sitting still though too in the heat with no airflow going through, it's probably going to heat up pretty quick.
Yeah, but you got to know when it shuts down. You got to kind of like keep your eyes peeled on it. I don't know how to. I guess. Oh shit! You can't do a screen record, can you? You can't do a. Wake up, Mr. Mercedes. Can't do a screen record.
Hey, Chuck, how you doing?
Good, Paul. We were just talking about, Justin and I were talking about how to do a little test on the Mini 3 Pro, a high temp test, since it's 90 something degrees out here.
Ooh.
Oh, Corey
Kinda
just
like-
popped in.
Hey, Corey.
Did you catch those little bastards? You never responded back to me. And did you send that video off to the cops? Because everybody says you should send it off to the cops. That has been a
Well,
pretty
Corey, the
strong
only thing is
consistency.
if you didn't forward it to the police, my opinion is those kids are out of control. What else are they going to do? In other words, like at that age, it's like, what can we do to even raise the bar? And
What
so,
happened?
If you go to his channel later, he posted a video of some kids walking by his house and they pissed all over his 2 cars. These 2 boys did. They literally just whipped their shit out and started peeing all over his 2 cars.
all over the cars on the outside.
Bro.
But he's got security cam footage of it, and you can see their faces clear as day.
But they're probably minors.
They look high school age.
Like high school, 14, 15.
Yeah.
But
And
that still doesn't negate the fact that what they did was illegal.
I'm not saying that. I agree, but
And Corey, I'm only making a suggestion. You can do what you want, but I would probably re-upload the video and try to blur out their private areas, because you can kind of really see pretty good detail on that.
Well, if you
Just in case
If
Well,
you,
just in case they're underage, you know what I'm
but you
saying? Like,
don't, he doesn't have to do that if he forwards it to the police.
no, I'm saying
That's
for
right.
YouTube purposes.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
just so they can't say anything, you know what I'm saying?
Right. YouTube, he's got to like censor it, but for the police,
You want the raw video.
Well, and you don't want to
give 'em
put,
the raw.
and,
That's right, man. Let them see it raw.
and
In
we
the raw.
understand why he put the video up, but if they're underage and then you can see their private areas, that could be even more
Yeah,
of
you
an
get in
issue.
big trouble for that. Get in big trouble for that.
Well,
You
what
don't want
I'm amazed at, Corey, is you filed the police must have been over the phone. You need to tell him you want to see an officer there, and then you show him the video and let them decide what the hell they want to do.
Well, apparently he said that they're, I guess they have to message him to upload the footage to them. So,
I don't
yeah, I just didn't want you to get in trouble, man, because, you know, I completely understand why you put it up there because you wanted to shame them and be like, hey, you little bastards. But I just don't want your channel to get in trouble for, you know, underage pornography, you know.
Yeah,
Even
well,
though that's not what your
my
intentions are.
thought though is, Corey, is that whatever you do, push it because they're out of control. So what next are they going to do?
I don't know. Are his vehicles like kind of high profile? Like,
Oh
do
yeah,
they-
they're
you know what I mean?
newer vehicles, just parked in the driveway.
You know what I mean? Are they something that like would draw attention, like something unusually?
No. He lives in a
Flash.
residential area.
Just asking dumb questions. So
Yeah,
it's like
I know.
random. You
It's
think it was?
just-
You think
it's
it's
just-
random then?
Oh yeah, and they ran off laughing, thought that's the greatest thing, because there was 4 of them, but only 2 of them did it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yep.
I was just a little concerned about Corey's channel. I didn't want to get him getting in trouble for.
Well,
No,
the other
he-
thing you could do, Corey,
yeah.
is like Justin said, call your local news, and they'll blurt it out, and they will report it.
I think it would be better if he blurted out, put it on his channel, and then shared the link with the news channel so that he gets more views.
Russell Graham says, those little short peckers, it doesn't classify as porn.
Ah, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, you need to get their names and stuff, and then like
Yeah, Laura just
name them
asked,
Tiny 1 and Tiny 2.
Laura just asked on the chat. She says, "Whose voice is that I hear in the background?" It's Chuck Kovac. Chuck Kovac.
Tis me. I can't see the chat or anything because I'm rolling. So this is funny, totally off topic from peeing on cars and stuff, but I took the Mavic, or not the Mavic. I took the FPV drone out yesterday to the playground because
Yeah.
I've always been challenged to do the swing set FPV thing. So I did it, not once, not twice, 3 times.
All right.
Go zipping through the swing set chains, between this, right between, like over the swing, between
Yeah.
the chains. Lori's swinging next to me and stuff. And I get home and I'm all excited to get the footage. Yeah, I stopped. It starts recording automatically. I accidentally hit record button and turned it off while I was flying. So I have nothing.
Chuck, we have all been there, my friend.
So it's okay. I mean, I'll do it again. It's just a little bit of a practice session. Do it again.
That would be a nice thing for DJI to add to every controller. It's like it would say recording or stop recording,
Instead of the beep, just the beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep. It's the single beep and the double beep or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. But on the goggles, it was just it's operator error on my part. I just wasn't observant. I hadn't flown FPV in a while, so I kind of fumbled with the goggle controls, and I pushed the record button and stopped it instead of pushing the joystick to
Well, that's
get
one.
rid of
That's one of the things, Chuck, that I really like about the Autel Nano Plus. is when I go to record something, when I hit, there's always a female voice telling you everything. You're ready to take off. You're in the air, you know. But when you hit the record button, it says recording in a female voice really loud. And then when you're done, you hit it again. Recording stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, there have been plenty of times where I have thought I recorded something because I don't want to record continuously. Like none of us should record continuously. You should always just record clips. And it makes your editing, your post work easier. Yeah, but I screw up just like you. I screw up like us all. I think I hit record and I didn't. I'm like, crap, I didn't film that. I'm gonna do it again. Anyway, no big deal. So yeah, Justin, Corey needs to take down that video and
Well, he
censor it.
unlisted it, I guess.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
should probably
Well,
make
I
a
would
private-
re-upload it, but I would just edit it to where that part's blurred out.
Right, exactly. I think that's a good move. No reason to have some charges pressed against you because somebody else did something wrong.
Oh, yeah, because somebody out there will get their feelings hurt about it.
Yes, of course. And it sucks that the system backfires and does that to like law-abiding citizens, but you kind of sucks. So he needs to protect himself. So did Adrian get new parts for his drone yet? He was waiting on a new leg.
Who, Adrian?
Yeah.
Was
Did
he
he order
doing
it
it
up?
himself or what?
I got the feeling he ordered the part and he was going to do it himself.
Oh, I have no idea, dude. I haven't heard nothing since I saw that video or those pictures yesterday, so I'm not sure.
I told him it's too bad it happened and money could fix it, and he laughed at me like I was being like a smart ass. But I'm serious. Money will fix that. Just fix it. It's a little bit
Well,
of
I
cash
mean-
and you're back in the air.
But if
Mind you.
I wouldn't do it myself though, because I don't think he's ever really worked on those. He'd be better off buying the arm and sending it off to like QC guy or somebody that works on them.
Oh yeah. That's
That's somebody
true.
that actually knows how to tear them apart and fix them, and then trying to do it
Unless
yourself.
he's-
Because
Well, if he's comfortable soldering, that's one thing. If he's not, then I agree.
Hey, Sam Hayden has joined us in the chat. We haven't seen him in a while. Welcome, Sam.
I mean, he could even send it off to Dobo's company if he wanted to. There's plenty of companies in Florida that fix those. You can go to Drone
Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Drone Nerds does it too.
Oh, that's good to know. Because actually, I'm pretty pleased with Drone Nerds. I don't think Bill Thomas is very pleased with Drone Nerds. They kind of messed up his Mini 3 Pro order. I don't think he's even seen it yet. There's some weird stuff going on with his order.
Well, did you see where Amazon now has the Mini 3s in stock ready to ship?
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, Corey got first place at his races. Nice.
I've flown mine a few times, just kind of kick the tires on it, and it flies really great. I'm very-
Congratulations, Sam. Sam Hayden just said that he bought a home in Tennessee.
Wow, congrats.
Corey said on a brighter side, I got first again at the races. Mind you, only 2 people showed up.
Okay, still the best out of the best out of 3 is okay.
That's funny.
Take the W. Yeah. Well, I guess the only big deal with the Mini 3 Pro then is overheating. That's the deal. If that can get resolved, which I don't really can, because the minimalistic design is to keep weight down. There's no fan.
Well, this is my thing, Chuck. I think the only way that they would ever be able to fix that would be with a firmware update, but they would have to limit back some of the capabilities of it. Yeah. I don't know. Chuck cut out. That's the only way I could see him fixing that, because there is no cooling system in it.
Well, a lot of the smaller drones, there's no cooling system, but the thing of it is that it's made to be in the air and moving air through it,
Right, but the processing power of the Mini 3 is much greater than the Mini 2 or the Mini
Oh,
1
yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah. It develops more heat.
Because like the Mini 2, you can let that thing sit and hover for 5-10 minutes and it'd be fine. It's not going to overheat like that. But the Mini 3, I have a feeling it would get really hot really quick.
Except, the flip side of that is, Justin, if you take it up in the wintertime, it'll stay warmer and you won't have a over cold warning and land now and that kind of stuff.
It depends on how cold it is. I mean, you can get into temperatures that it doesn't really matter. It'll freeze that thing. Chuck, if you're talking, we can't hear you, but you're breaking up.
Every
Well, like I
once,
said,
every once in a while, we get a Boeing out of Chuck.
but the only way I could see them actually fixing that, though, they would have to limit some of the
And
capabilities of
that
the
would
drone
take
back.
away from the whole thing,
And then that would just piss people off that spent the money on it.
Yep.
Especially people like, the big time, like people that are really into editing, like Chuck, Matt, people like that. That's even worse for them, right? Like for you, it's not so bad because you're not deep into the settings. So you probably wouldn't notice it as much.
Right.
But people like Matt and stuff, if they went out and bought a Mini 3 and then they went to editing and they would
Well,
notice it.
and the thing of it is, even when I set it up here, when it's sitting here and I'm just playing with the controls, it gets hot fast.
Right.
So what I had to do was when I did the first upgrades and uploads, I had to actually have it in front of a fan. So
That's what I recommend everybody does on all their drones, just to keep a nice cool airflow through it. I even do it on the Air 2 and the Mini 2.
Yep.
Just to keep a nice little cool airflow through it. It just ensures that I don't have no issues.
Tim Jackson said, did you check out what he sent you in Messenger? Justin?
If it was about that camera, yeah, we just talked about that. Yeah. Me and AZ were just talking about that a minute ago.
Yeah.
You were in the conversation. You told me AZ is the one that sent that to you.
Well,
Did you see the message I sent back to you of that file that AZ sent me? But yeah, I don't know any other way of them ever being able to really fix that issue, because without a cooling system on it, there's no way to do a firmware update that would just automatically cool it and be able to keep all the same capabilities.
3 hours from Lexington. Okay. Well, congratulations, Sam, on the new house.
Oh, okay. There's some confusion there, Tim. Yeah, the cam one was funny. Or the cam one I really liked. I really liked that setup. Because, I mean, from the claims from that camera, it claims that it can do everything that the Raspberry Pi setups can do. So it's a bold claim for $70. So it is a very I'm very curious about that.
So Sam, when is the big move? Is it before the wedding or after or during? Octoprint. Tim says he's buying it.
Oh, you're gonna buy it? Yeah, because what it is it's a camera that can pretty much network your whole printer, and it will do hyperlapse shots of your prints and everything. But it's for $70. It does what, Sean and Tim spent hundreds of dollars building to do. But it claims it can do everything that a Raspberry Pi can, like a Raspberry Pi setup can.
Yeah, that gives you 2 months before you move into the new digs, and then 2 months after that is the wedding, and you can concentrate on all of those things. Good for you, Sam. And it's the right time of year for it, because if you look at 4 months out from now, it's still not gonna be it's still gonna be nice.
Tennessee, man, that's another state that a lot of people are moving to. Tennessee, a lot of the rural areas in Tennessee are going to start being built up a lot over the next few years
Yes.
because Tennessee, Texas, and Florida are the three states everybody's flocking to.
Hey, Sam, I had a quick question for you. I've been getting these emails. Let me go look here. And I just keep deleting them, but let me see, trash. Okay. Here's one of them, Sam. I'm going to screen share it. I don't know if you can see it or not. I hope you can. No, it didn't come up. Okay. Screen share. It won't let me screen share it. Why is that? Anyway, it says final warning. Expires July 2022. Your device has been infected with 6,279 viruses. Your account is suspended. Confirm your details to activate your account now. Your protection from viruses has expired.
Oh, that's just one of those phishing emails. They're trying to
From
get you.
McAfee notifications.
Yeah, it's not real. They're just trying to get you to contact some fake call center so they can scam you out of money.
They can fix your computer.
It's the same as the Microsoft one. When they say
Right.
when you get those emails from Microsoft claiming that your computer's infected and you got to call this number or contact this place, just ignore it. Just put them in your spam folder. Just click them as spam every time you get them.
They have a problem with your computer.
Exactly. That's exactly what you're going to get.
This is
What's up,
Microsoft.
peeps? Can you hear me?
This is
No,
Jerry.
we
hear me?
can't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just going to be Jerry from Wisconsin with the most deepest Indian accent.
Right.
Sam wants you to forward him the email anyway because he wants to mess around with them. So,
Okay, let me do that.
Some people,
but
I've seen some
it's-
good YouTube videos. I've seen some good YouTube videos where guys do that. They're hilarious.
Oh yeah. Oh, Chuck, what I was saying before you cut out, the only way I think that they could fix an overheating issue with the Mini 3 is they would literally have to do a firmware update and almost limit some of the capabilities of the drone. I don't think they could ever fix it another way. Because it's just that hot, it's processing a lot of stuff with no cooling system. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it.
Sam, I forwarded to you.
Dan phone. Am I back?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This do not ever buy a Google Pixel phone ever. The 6 Pro is the biggest pile of shit ever. And that means and what they came out with the 7 already. What does that tell you about the 6? If the 7 came out in less than a year, they knew what they were doing.
Oh, Sam, you need to post some videos doing that.
But
I love those.
I heard you before about the firmware thing. I agree. They have to do
Good
something.
for you, Sam. Did you see what Sam put in there?
Yeah.
No.
Sam's my computer expert. What he does is it's a scam. But he likes to call them and let them connect to his system. Then he reverses the connection and it deletes all of their files.
I've
Yeah,
watched videos where guys do that. It's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, they do it all the time on YouTube. There's guys that do that.
It's the best. I watched this guy crying like a little schoolgirl. First, he thought he was taking this 80-year-old woman for all her money. And then it turned out that this guy was pretending to be the 80-year-old woman, and he wiped this guy out, took all his files, and he's begging him to give them back. And he's like, nope, you just tried to rob an 80-year-old woman. Nope, you can't have them back.
It's that young guy that does all the voices, huh? He does like the old
guy that-
grandma voice.
The guy, yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're
That's
talking
probably
about.
The same guy.
Yeah,
Probably the same dude. Yeah, it was great. I watched
yeah, he's
him.
one of the most famous ones on YouTube for doing that.
Played him like a freaking fiddle. It was beautiful.
He's actually became so well known that some scammers actually knew who he was right off the bat. Like when he was doing his videos and he was talking to him on the phone, they immediately knew it was him because the voice he does, that old woman voice, has become so popular that they're now starting to recognize him.
Oh, yeah, he's
You
got
know,
to soften it up. Can't be quite so old. He's got to talk more normal. He's got to
Well, that's when
change
you-
it up.
Well, that's when you hire somebody like the dude from the one that does the prank videos, the
Hello,
one that does all the
Wavy.
voices. You need to hire somebody that does voices to sit next to you and talk to him.
Corey says pierogi or whatever his name is.
Anybody want to buy a lightly used Pixel 6 Pro?
Lightly used as he throws it into the
Sam
windshield.
put a link into Kit Boga. That's the guy.
It's going bye-bye. As soon as the Razer 3 comes out, I'm going to get rid of this Pixel and never look back.
Well, I was under the understanding too. Pixels, you can't even use them with the DJI apps. Is that true?
It seems to work, but I don't have to use mine anymore because I use the Smart Controller RC Pro or the new RC, new Mini 3 Pro RC.
Because somebody was saying not too long ago that they bought a Google Pixel phone for like $400 or $500 and it wouldn't work with it.
These things are GD expensive, and it's the worst phone ever. It wants to be an iPhone so damn bad that it sucks at it, and then it sucks at being an Android because it wants to be an iPhone so bad. So basically, it just sucks.
Got a dual
Garbage.
personality.
It doesn't do anything well. It does everything badly. The radio on it is terrible. I don't know where they put the antenna in this thing, but it reminds me. Do you remember iPhone had an antenna problem years back?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they wanted you to buy that stupid sticker thing to go on the back or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
but
remember that.
Google doesn't even admit that they made a mistake. They won't. They don't admit it, but they made a mistake. It's just terrible to use. The user experience is awful with this thing. So that's really gonna help me sell it, isn't it? Now I think about it. This thing's a piece of shit, so you should buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard anything really good about those drones. Or I mean those phones.
Phones. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're no good. Garbage. The camera is pretty good, but the camera won't film in 24 frames. So it's like this really great camera, but it can't film in 24 frames for video. So it's useless to me for that. I can't even use it for video because it's the wrong frame rate.
Corey said put a new custom ROM on it, Chuck, and root that phone.
Oh, well, he's not far off. That would probably, but the radio is still crap. For whatever reason, the radio is crap.
Ray wants to know why you bought it in the first place.
My Motorola camera broke, so I got rid of a phone that I had almost 3 years. It was just getting a little slow,
Yeah.
and I got this thing, and then I waited a month to get this thing. It took forever to get, and then it turned out to be a pile of shit. So, yep.
Hi,
that's the way
Laura.
it is.
And you sent me that video like 4 times, Laura. I've seen it. Wasn't Motorola the one that came out with that one phone that had all like the accessories? It had like a projector and
That's the one I didn't want to give up. I had 4 of those. I had the first one, second, third, and fourth one, and I loved that phone because I had the projector, I had the 360 camera, I had the extra battery packs.
did the projector work that good on it? I never
The
did
projector
really
was
see a lot
awesome
of
on
it.
it. Yeah, projector.
Was it?
Lori and I would watch movies on the wall of like a VRBO with it. It's like a 50-inch screen. Great.
Oh wow.
It was
Never-
cool.
Well, it was like one of those phones that was kind of like I never really saw anybody with one. but they were always out there, you know, so I never really did see how well they worked.
So
all
Dre,
that
you gonna
shit's
come
a-
on the panel or what?
Yeah, Dre should come on.
Justin, you gonna buy that cam?
I'm looking at it, not right the second, but it is an interesting thing. I want to watch a few more reviews on it.
Yeah, you can use it with Octoprint and everything. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's why I said it's got a lot of bold claims for $70. So I kind of want to see how it does, you know, after a few people get it and there's a few more videos on it. I might look at it here in a month or so.
Mhm.
We'll walk right
Brian
after
likes
this.
it. Brian likes it, so yeah.
Yeah, Laura, it was the one of TJ. He sent it to me like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
What's up, Dre?
How we doing today?
Good, Dre. How you doing?
I'm spending too much money, Paul.
Is your wallet on E like mine?
Yeah, as soon as I get some money, it just goes right back out. I've been on the phone with DroneWorks.
Oh,
Put the order in.
did you get the M30?
Yeah, they sent me an invoice, so I got to pay them tomorrow.
Oh,
Oh.
right.
Wow, you ain't screwing around, man.
You're the
M30.
man. You're
Good
the
on you, Red.
man.
Good on you, Dre.
Man, I got to make some money so I can keep being the man in my house. I'm gonna be the homeless man.
His bank ain't having none of his shit today. He's like, nope.
Wow. We can't wait to see some of your videos.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's
Yeah, right. Me either.
I can tell people it's the same, probably the same specs as the Enterprise Advanced. I mean, you don't have no control of the camera on those type of drones. It's going to be 4K at 30 at best. There is no manual settings, and it does what it does.
Yeah, because like you said, it's not for doing YouTube videos. It's literally for
Well, I mean,
working.
it's not
right?
cinematic, is what it is. It's
Right.
not a cinematic drone where you can adjust the aperture, because there is no adjustable aperture on them. There is no manual settings for ISO and all this kind of stuff. It's going to shoot automatic all the time.
Well, you said it's mainly a work drone, not
Right.
really for doing.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Did you get the one with night vision and everything? And
Oh, of course. To me, it's a waste. So, to me, it's a waste of money not to get it. without
Yeah.
the thermal.
yeah, because when you buy something like that, Dre, you don't want to be in a situation, damn, I wish I'd spent a little bit extra to get this or that or
Right. So, yeah, I talked with Zach today, and he
so
sent me an
how
invoice.
soon are you gonna get it?
I'm sure as soon as he gets the money tomorrow, he's going to ship it. I'll probably get it sometime in about a week or so.
All
He said
right.
he has it in stock, so yeah, I'll probably get it within about a week.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah, well, I done my searching around. I waited for the Evolve 2 to try to come around, and they keep dragging feet on their upgrades. And like I said, my Phantoms are not getting any younger.
Well, and besides
Right.
that, it's a tool for you. The rest of us, it's a toy. It's a tool for you.
Pretty
Yeah.
expensive toy for an enterprise drone. I mean, you really do need, like, Dre has a purpose for it. For the
Yeah,
rest of us.
Well, I tell you, Chuck, I've seen videos that people who just bought it, and then they ask questions about, well, how do I change the camera settings? I said, dude, did you read what you're buying? You spent $15,000 on a drone that you know nothing about.
Yeah, now they're gonna try to misapply it. It's
Yeah,
not
but some
right.
of those people are people that have 15 grand to blow, so they weren't even thinking anyway.
Yeah, well,
They
I'm
were
thinking,
just-
I mean, buy something that is going to be what you're looking for. I mean, the guy could have bought a Mavic 3. He could have bought an Inspire 2.
Could have bought
What he wanted.
3 Mavic 3s,
Right.
Cinnies, 3 Mavic 3 Cinnies, and had a fleet of them.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just saying that, a guy go out spend that kind of money and did no research at all. He just he probably
Well-
talked to one guy, and like say, a person walks to a dealership and buys the first car in the showroom.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
Yeah,
guy
it's
that probably had the card to just, oh yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take 2 of them.
Well,
And
there's a
and
certain.
then he
there's a
goes on.
certain-
Then he goes on online in a Facebook group and asks people crazy questions.
Well,
about
Dre,
how
don't
do
you think
adjust
there's
the
a
shutter?
certain percentage of people out there that just want to have one for the attention to say,
Yeah.
oh, I've got, it's like they want to be measured by the equipment, not by their abilities.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this, I am now married to my job for another 5 solid years.
Well, this is the thing too, is like, why would you? I don't even know if I would go on a Facebook group and ask, because how many people actually on any of these Facebook groups actually have that drone?
Well, most of the
Probably
people
not
with
many,
this
right?
drone are the guys that are the resellers that are in there. Because I belong
Uh-huh.
to that's why I found a lot of information about the Latrice 30Ts. Is I went to those groups and I'm asking these guys, who most of them are resellers, who got the demo models, and they can tell you a little bit about this and that. And like all the rest of us, I went on YouTube and saw Steel City Drones and a couple other guys who went on. They all got sent out demonstration versions of it and everything else. So, like I say, I've been looking at it for probably about 6 months or longer. Looking at this thing and see what it's going to do and everything else. And I guess the first batch that came out had some bugs in it and everything else. They all had to go back. So like I said, I wasn't going to rush to get it. I knew this is what I need to get for the next level, as far as replacing my Phantoms and be at the next level, be able to drone work that I want to be doing. So like I talked to Zach, I said, I'm gonna need a second set of batteries. I just don't, one set of batteries not gonna cut it. So I had to order a second set of batteries to go with it too. And just lucky enough, I have the batteries that go to the Crystal Sky. I got like 5 or 6 of those things already. So those are the batteries that are used in the controller. So I saved myself a little money on that because I have
Right.
all those batteries already and stuff. So
Well, how often do you have to really charge the controller though? Like, does it use up a lot of power?
well, since it runs off those same batteries with the Crystal Sky, they last about we say, Paul, maybe about 2 hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours.
Yeah, they last about 2
Okay.
hours a shot, and they're hot swappable. So the
Yeah, and
controller can
what's
still be
nice about
working.
them is
pop another one in.
they're square little batteries just kind of snap in the back,
Right. They snap in the back and everything. So yeah, so that's a extra thing for me that DJI did save a little money for some of us that allow us to reuse an older battery.
Now, how much are those batteries like for the drone?
I was curious of
The
that.
drones, they're $230 a pop.
Oh, that's not too bad. I was thinking
like
they were
two,
going to be
though.
like 5 or
Yeah, you got to
600.
get 2 of them though.
2 of them. So
Oh,
it's
yeah, but I
500
was
bucks
still
a
thinking
pair.
they were going to be like 500 a piece. For a
No,
drone
Well, that's
that
about-
big.
that's about
mid
this-
200s.
Hey, Dre, isn't that about the same price as a set of Mavic Inspire 2s are about in this price
Yeah,
range?
it's close to the same market. I mean,
Yeah.
all the high end drones are about the same market. You can get the T50s are about 220, $30, which
piece.
is for the Inspire, and I think the same price for the 200 and 300s.
Yeah.
So how many you'll have 2 sets of batteries?
Yeah, 2 sets, and that gives me a solid over an hour of flight time. Because I mean, even Zach told me he advertised 41 minutes, which in reality we all know it's going to be about at least anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes less flying out in real world conditions. So I'll get a solid 30 to 35 minutes of actual flight time. So that gives me over an hour of actual flight time in the air, which is
And
that's the
that-
longest I've had to fly any job at this point.
Hey, Dre, that'll come with the circular charging hub, right? Where you put
It comes with a whole case. The whole case is a charging hub, and then you can plug the case into in the field with a cigarette lighter or with a regular plug into the wall. But it comes in a
Okay.
case like the battery did for the 200.
right.
Whatever it was. Yeah, it has a case that you put the batteries come in separately.
What's up, David?
Well, I know you're nervous about it, but congratulations.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm nervous about the money that I am the drone.
Now, what's the care refresh on something like that?
There's not really a care refresh. They call it something else, more like on the package I'm getting, which is the combo package. You get 2 replacements, but it's a shared cost out of your pocket.
Yeah.
It ain't like there's 2 free replacements. You're gonna fork out some money out of your pocket.
Right.
So this is definitely like I tried to tell my buddy Adrian. I said that's why I don't just go out and fly my drones fooling around and stuff. I said, dude, that's money to me. That's what I try to make money with. So I don't waste a lot of time just dicking around just to be flying. It has a purpose.
Well, you guys are doing two different things. He's doing it for
Right.
a hobby where you're working.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because he always gets on my case about why I don't fly the Enterprise Advanced at hardly at all. I said, dude, that's $6,000.
Well, and the other thing in your case, which the hobbyist doesn't get a chance to recoup any of it, you're going to put that as equipment on your income tax.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. I say that Enterprise Advanced helped me out last year, and this is going to help me out in the next year for taxes big time.
Yes. Good for you. I was kind of waiting to hear when you were doing it.
Yeah. I decided just to go ahead and pull the trigger because now the economy's starting to flip a little bit and stuff, and I didn't want to be priced out of the market as far as interest rates and stuff. But that's what I was shopping around for, to see who's going to give me the best loan deal so I can get this thing.
Okay, so you're not buying it straight out
sitting in
then.
my pocket.
Okay.
That's about it. So I don't have big money like Chuck, and I can travel around the world.
Yeah, Chuck does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys are funny.
Yeah.
Well, I don't travel around the world as much as I'd like to.
Well, Chuck, I tip my hat to you. My wife doesn't even want to travel out of state right now.
You haven't seen
Oh
this
my God,
COVID.
Lori's
Between
Yeah,
all the
please.
airline cancellations and everything else, people acting stupid on flights and stuff. She don't even be
Yeah.
bothered.
Yeah.
Well, it is unnerving what's going on right now.
Yeah.
You
Well,
haven't seen
and
this
and
COVID.
besides that, Lori is very supportive of Chuck, even in their bear adventures.
Oh, Chuck
Yeah.
got a bear story?
Yeah, yeah. Well, they had an encounter with a was it a black bear or a brown bear?
It was
I
a
don't think
black
I don't think it
bear.
matters once they get to a certain size what it is.
It was big.
Lori
Freaking-
held it. Lori
good
held the
size,
door
man,
for
that
Chuck
far
as
away,
he
but-
ran into the cabin. You know.
You guys, I don't know if you guys ever watch what's the name? Gaffigan. I can't think of his first name. The comedian. And he's talking about when he took his family to Alaska, and he told this big old story about this bear encounter, how
Uh-oh.
they saw this bear at a distance.
I'm
The
good.
bear got
Drop.
closer and closer, and the little guy said, "Well, hey, just start walking backwards very slowly." And he's making jokes like, "What? So we can act like we're prey?" And he talked about how the bear charged them and everything else. And
Hello, David.
and he finally ends the story with the fact that all of this was true except for the whole story.
I'm gonna find.
David, your audio is really low.
And maybe he's whispering because Laura's around.
That better? I think I'm back now. I just switch off my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and one
Well,
of our-
yeah, Lori was flying the Mini too,
Nope.
and she had the smart controller around her neck and stuff, and that's when the bear showed up, and I saw it. She didn't. She was so focused on the drone, she didn't see the bear.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just said, "Bear!" The bear looks over at us. Lori looks at the bear. She starts to bolt. I'm like, "Wait, give me the smart controller. Give me the smart controller," because the drone's just hovering. And I wasn't even smart enough to get pictures or anything. I just freaking headed for the hills along. I was right behind her.
Well, in all
Got the Mini.
reality,
I
though,
got the Mini.
in all reality, you could have used the drone to distract the bear, just hover it over him and let him take some swipes at it while you're running.
Well, what I should have done was left the drone in the air and then like gotten up to the second level of the patio and then flown the drone over and got some shots.
Yeah.
But the drone the bear just wandered off across the way and went into the woods on the other side and it was gone. It just rolled away.
it's all
No.
you good.
Yep. We can hear you now, David. Welcome.
Yeah, Chuck, it's all your Google Pixel. Didn't like it.
I don't blame them. Yeah, couldn't even give the pixel to a bear.
That's how long I've been sat here waiting to get a word in.
The pixel is a pile of shit. Gonna have to unload it. I didn't get, I wish I got insurance on it because then I'd just freaking drive over it with my truck.
But doesn't Dobo have one of those
Yeah.
Pixel phones? He said it wasn't too bad.
See, that should have been the first clue for me. It's like if Ken had one, don't get one. Cause like he seemed to, no offense to Ken, I love him, but he has the same problems I have. So I'm saying he led the way. I should have been like, yeah, okay, this isn't a good choice. Cause his Mavic 3 was a problem for him at first, same as mine.
Mhm.
And then his Mini 3 Pro seems to be a little bit problematic. I guess for once I'm fortunate. I haven't had they say the radio is weak on it in some places, but I think it's not here in the States. For me, it's probably overseas.
Hmm. Well, I know I saw today somebody had a video out where they used that new controller with the Mavic 3.
Yeah, it's all on there. I dragged my ass. I should have done it. I saw it when I did the firmware update. There it was, and I didn't connect to my Mavic 3. But Air Photography did a video on it.
Yeah, I think that's who it was I was watching. Yeah, Air Photography.
Yeah, it works fine. It totally works fine.
Well, he said it worked fine, but I'm looking at his telemetry. He never flew past 600 feet away from.
Well, you know, honestly, Dre, I think a lot of us don't fly any further than that because that's usually gets you where you need to be to get your shot where you're not in it and all that, and then reasonable line of sight.
Yeah,
Which,
I like I said, for me, average range for me, I'm usually out anywhere between 1,500 to 2,500 feet.
yeah, that's about as far as I've ever been out, and I'm not. I get out. That's outside my comfort zone.
Yeah, and that's
me,
why
for me personally,
sticking with bigger drones, I can get away with that because I can still see it that far.
yeah. Like my my Mavic 2 Pro, I took out about 1,500 feet offshore in Oregon to get a shot of Twin Rocks, and that was dicey. But yeah, so like I'm waiting for them to make the RC Pro work with not only the Mavic 3 and the Air 2S, but this Mini 3 Pro, because then that's what I'll carry. I'll just use the RC Pro for everything.
Oh yeah. Which is kind of odd that this new little small controller, they made that for the Mavic 3 right away.
That's because it's going to be packaged with the Mavic 3 almost immediately. It's gonna go with it.
What, to make a cheaper package?
Yeah, the Mavic 3 Pro or the Mavic 3 is going to come with this new RC very soon. They're not going to put the RC1N in anymore.
I just have a feeling that they're never going to make these newer drones compatible with the other smart controllers because they want to sell you one every time they sell you a drone.
Well, they pull that shit. That's not going to work very long. This is their last chance.
I have a feeling that that's what they're going to do. They're going to all these new drones. I think the basic controllers are gone.
Well,
that won't hurt.
The remote that came with the remote that came with the Mini 3 Pro is respectable.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I never liked the design of all these new basic controller. I mean, I was quite happy with the controller that came with the original Mavic Pro, Mavic 2 Pro.
Me too.
At least it gave you some information on a screen.
Me too. I like the telemetry on that. I thought that was great. Right. And then
that's what I'm saying. At least you got telemetry on that. Just in case if you lost video signal, you had that telemetry that was still there.
Yep, and I experienced that. I had that working for me early on with my Mavic Pro. I lost the phone app crashed. The drone started to fly away, but at least I had telemetry.
Right.
It was something.
Yeah, so I for me, when they went away from that and came with this new design, and I said, well, there's no screen, no telemetry screen, and now you're back stuck with the phone, and then everybody got these newer versions of the phone, not compatible with the Fly app, were a lot of bugs in that, and then, just a lot of hoops everybody had to jump through to get it all to work together.
Dre, you made me think of something that I'm struggling with, and I shouldn't be, because I never read manuals. I just fumble through stuff. My fault. I can't get the map to work on Fly on any of the like, controllers. Like, so I want to see the drone and the location and everything, and it never shows up. It's always like blank.
But you told me you don't use Wi-Fi when you're out in the field either, do you?
Is that what I need? Do I need to fire up the Wi-Fi?
That's what I recommend, because I have Wi-Fi always connected when I fly, because I was third party, but mainly because that same reason. Because for you to have up-to-date maps, you got to have a Wi-Fi signal all the time.
Okay, the reason I ask is because in Go For It, it grabbed the maps and it kept them. And then with Fly, like I was flying my Mini 3 Pro in my backyard the other day, and I have Wi-Fi connected to
the house,
the RC, because I'm at the house,
right?
And I still didn't have a map, which is kind of weird.
Yes.
But here's something. I think you guys might have heard me talk about this. That new RC that comes with the Mini 3 Pro connects to my 5.8 gig home network. My RC Pro will not. It only connects to 2.4. Even my smart controller from days gone by connects to 5.8 gig. This is really peculiar.
That is. That, and especially when they talk about it, things supposed to be OcuSync 3 Plus or whatever.
Yeah.
So what is all that about if it won't connect to a 5G network?
So is it just me? Because I can never get it to connect to 5.8.
That's a good question, because to me, that would be the whole purpose of them upping the OcuSync program, as far as, you know, you're supposed to connect at a higher level, higher bandwidth, and supposed to be a better connection. I mean, 2.4 gives you longer range, but 5G is supposed to be a stronger signal. Closer.
Well, it's better for it allows more bandwidth, but it doesn't have range. Right. But so what's weird is it does connect to 5.8 for the aircraft when I'm out flying it, but it won't connect to my 5.8 gig home network Wi-Fi. So I'm wondering, geez, is it a problem with my controller? Maybe I need to reach out to DJI and ask them, okay, what gives here?
I'll just start with a troubleshooting question and ask, you know, what's up with that connection level for 2.4 for one and 5G? What if somebody else is saying that when it first takes off, it shuts down the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi, and you have to start it again or something?
Yeah, but this is just having, say, the RC Pro is on, and I'm just trying to update apps and stuff on it, update Fly app and stuff. I want to do that at 5.8 because it's faster than 2.4 to download things.
Right.
With a higher bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
So the higher transfer rate. And it doesn't let me do that. I have to connect on 2.4. So I got to sit there and wait about twice as long to get stuff. That's why it's kind of frustrating. Not really. Out in the field, it's not a problem. The drone flies okay and everything.
I know what you're saying. You want everything to work the way it's supposed to work, and not have to rely upon older technology that may fail.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess I have to do some digging.
I go through the same things. Like, you know, I was out Sunday, you know, doing my photogrammetry work, and you know, I fire up the Mavic 2 Pro, and it says, "Oh, you got an update," and I'm like, man. You know, and I try to take care of this stuff before I leave the house, you know, and I think it was just like last week, you know, I did an update on it, and here's another update again.
They just spring it on us.
You know, it updated fairly quickly, flew, but I did experience, I was using Litchi to do the orbit, and it had taken out all of my presets in Litchi, and I didn't really pay attention to it, so I got up in the air, and it was about halfway through, and I said, I'm looking out of my telemetry, and I said, why is it in metric for? I've already set it for Imperial. And then at the end of the flight, I noticed that it took out my air data little key code for it to automatically upload the air data when it's done.
Yeah.
That was missing out of it.
God, I hate it when it does that stuff, really.
Yeah, all my little presets got wiped, you know.
You know what would be, I know we're never going to get this from DJI, but it'd be really cool if we'll call that the config file, the configuration of all your settings and stuff.
Right.
It would be really great if that was a separate file that you could save. Then when you update, you could bring that config file back in.
Yep.
You know, and restore all your settings. Well, yeah, and DJI should do that automatically. That should be one file that gets kind of like it's sacred.
Yep.
Unless you
like I say, it always happens when you're in the field. when
Of
you're always
course.
trying to get things set up and get started
Of
and get
course.
going. And then, like you say, you don't want to burn, 10, 15% of battery going through all your menus and sub menus, checking everything.
Right. And there's a lot of stuff now. I mean, like, and
Yeah.
the Fly app, I'm not opposed to the Fly app, but I'm really struggling with getting muscle memory to remember where everything is in it. It's just goofy to me.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. I mean, even like I said, I still use the Go 4 and I use Litchi. There's the two main apps I use. And then, like I said, once I get this new bird, I'll probably start, learning a lot more in the Pilot app, because I only use that when I fly the Enterprise Advanced, and I don't use that a whole lot. But I'm looking forward to learning this new Hub 2.0 version that has the mapping already established in the new version. And that's why I settled on getting this one, because now I don't have to rely upon using Drone Deploy or Pix4D or anything else. I can all do it within one program by DJI.
I wish the Pilot app worked with Mavic 3. I don't know why it doesn't. Kind of
Well,
annoying.
it's in the SDK file of the Mavic 3. It doesn't work with anybody's, and that's why I say you can't do waypoints with it. But I guess you can do some, because people say you can do hyperlapse with waypoints for the Mavic 3, but it won't do the regular. Even if you fly it manually first, it won't allow you to set waypoints.
Oh, so it's kind of like, you mean it doesn't even work like the old, I haven't tried waypoints on Mavic 3. I'm not really a waypoint guy, but I
Yeah,
could see merit in being able to do that from time to time, like waypoints 2 from the Mavic 2 series.
yeah. Like I say, that's when I kind of got away from. Not got away from. I didn't like that part. There, I had to fly something manually first to set waypoints, then come back and fly it again. I said, I'm just wasting the battery.
Well, yeah, I guess then again, I see there's a positive side to that, Dre. It's like you basically, you run through the thing, everything, you're clear of all your obstacles, you save the course, save
Yeah.
it, and then you're good. Like, say you're filming a building being constructed or something, go back and circle back around, get the same exact shots, and then create your own time lapse and stuff over time.
Yeah. And like I said, that's why I liked about
Not all
Litchi, because it allowed me, using the virtual Litchi program, it allowed me to set everything up before I left the house. I run through Google Earth, and at least the maps in Google Earth are at least recent within 6 months, most of the time.
Yes.
And you can do a simulation flight and see where you're at, and usually it's accurate in about, I would say, 1 to 2 feet, pretty much.
I have Litchi, but I don't use it because I don't keep my drones long enough. So I'm always under warranty, and I don't want to risk a mishap. And then, well, you were using Litchi, so
Yeah.
cough it up.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, like I said, I from a hobbyist standpoint, I get it. For me, I have additional insurance for on my drone, so it don't matter how it crashes. It's gonna get replaced.
So you're covering. So I'm covered as a hobbyist with my State Farm. That's actually, I just don't want to have to make a claim on that. But for 107,
Mhm.
107, you need separate insurance.
Yes.
What do you recommend for that?
I use BIW. It's aviation insurance. Just like if I had a regular Cessna, whatever, same insurance. It's costly, and it goes by each drone you have. So
Okay.
it's quite expensive.
Okay. Define expensive.
I pay about $600 per drone.
Per year?
Yes.
Okay, that's a little spendy for a guy like me who doesn't do enough commercial work, but I could see
Right.
the merit if I did.
That's what I'm saying, that usually I have at least 2 main drones I insure. And that's it.
It's a month
It is
for the 2
it is
drones.
pricey, but the thing is here, no matter what I'm flying, how I'm flying, whatever, as far as software I'm using, doesn't matter. It's just the fact that they will replace the drone itself.
Yeah, so that's does it give you like a $3 million or so of liability and
Yeah,
everything?
I got $1 million of liability insurance coverage case if I crash into somebody else. And
Oh, that's not enough. That's not enough for New York State to fly a park. I actually need 3 million.
Is that right? Wow.
I'm serious. I'm not kidding. Because I can
Man.
fly in New York State. I can fly in New York State Park with permission and everything.
Mhm.
107. pre-approved flight plan and all that, but I need $3 million of liability.
Yeah,
because
that's
they want, the
crazy.
state wants me. Well, it's New York State. They want
Yeah.
to make sure that I'm the guy paying the bill if something goes wrong. And I get
Right.
that, I guess, but
Yeah,
it is a bit excessive.
yeah. Now, does your State Farm go that high?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I
but
mean-
not 107 though. I remember if I'm flying 107, the State Farm doesn't.
Yeah,
cover me,
State
so
Farm doesn't
I got to
cover
ride on
it.
an umbrella. Then I
Right.
got to get a $3 million umbrella that covers like everything.
Well, like I say, it might be, I mean, insurance goes from state to state. And that's the funny thing about it, where based in California, just about any construction job you do, they ask for $1 million policy. That's usually standard. You might find some a little cheaper, $500,000. But between $500,000 and $1 million is pretty much standard requirement. Even doing a job for the state, they want you to have $1 million policy. So, and like I say, I might have to do the same thing in Arizona or Nevada, or if I come out somewhere else. But $3 million, that is quite steep. And I'm sure it's a state to state thing. So what do you guys pay, just off the top of your head, car insurance did?
My Colorado is, I think, somewhere around $400 every 6 months for really good coverage. I can't tell you what my liability is anymore, but it's much higher.
Right, that right there tells me that the state of New York has very high insurance levels.
And that's with no tickets or accidents or anything
Right.
against me. Everything is, I'm clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty spendy.
Yeah, I'll put it like this, Chuck. What you pay every 6 months will cover me for probably about, I'd say about maybe almost a full year, maybe, on 2 Jaguars.
Yeah, that does seem kind of
So
ridiculous.
that's what
But
I'm saying.
that's
It
New
goes
York.
from state to state.
It does, and then there are other factors in play too. But
Right.
like the truck's pretty expensive. The Corvette,
Mhm.
ironically, is like about $400 a year because I never drive it.
Right. That's for your, we call it personal entertainment or something like that classification.
Yeah, it's well, it gets driven half the year for one thing, so that it's just on like it's basically withdrawn from use, and it's covered if the homeowners covers it if the garage catches fire and the car goes with it,
Mhm.
that kind of thing. Fire and theft are basically all you have in wintertime.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
spendy here. It's just an expensive state.
You know,
Yeah,
I
like I said,
probably
think
need
state
to,
state.
I
stuff
need
like
to
that.
check my insurance on my vehicle. It's a 2005 Tahoe,
Mhm.
and it's got 338,000 miles on it.
Jeez,
And
dude,
I'm paying $1,100 a year for auto insurance.
it's expensive.
Yeah, especially for 2005. That is.
Yeah, I mean, on an 05, I'd carry just a lot of liability and drop the collision and stuff on a vehicle at that age. Because let's face it, that thing gets stuffed. It's worth nothing.
Yep.
Right.
It's more about covering your behind. If you do anything and you just happen to make a mistake, and then you're covering somebody else's ride, like you're the guy in the Tahoe that T-bones the Colorado and puts them on his roof, because that's what Tahoe drivers do.
Well, yeah, it makes for good sport. Yeah.
Well, you have the weight advantage. Tahoe is like the Chevrolet heavyweight champion next to the Suburban. It's a
Mhm.
big truck.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just kidding, Paul. I'm just kidding.
But
about
the
that.
problem I have, Chuck, though, is as you get older, you're going to get set in your ways. I've been with this insurance company now for 20, 30 years. And I just,
Yeah, well,
just keep paying the bill.
I've been with State Farm that long, and that's when my agent reached out to me and said, Chuck, I've looked at your coverage. Do you realize your liability is like from the 80s low? And I looked at him and I was like, holy crap, you're right. He's like, yeah, if you're to blame for anything, they're gonna take you to the cleaners. You need more liability. So everything got adjusted to like 2022 kind of standards, So you need to look
Yeah, I
into
used to
that,
have,
Paul.
State Farm until State Farm didn't want to insure nobody in California. So I said, if you're not going to insure my house, you can't insure nothing I own. So I walked away.
I
from
would do the
State
same
Farm.
thing, Dre. I'd do the same thing. If it's all or nothing with me.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's when we had a couple of wildfires out here, and they try to reclassify. Oh, you live in a wildfire. I said, I don't live in the mountains.
zone.
And they said, oh, you're according to your zip code, you live. You live in a forest. I said, have you looked on Google Maps where my house is at? I live in a housing development. I said, I got the closest tree to my house is my neighbors across the street, and I can't tell him to cut it down. It was just
Wow,
ridiculous.
yeah.
They're just trying to find any excuse they could to stop covering insurance in California.
Well, you have your seismic stuff too, right? That's always
Well, I think out here, earthquake insurance is separate, just like flood insurance.
okay.
It's separate.
Okay, yeah.
Earthquake insurance is separate and everything, and it's usually sky high, so most people don't have it.
Well, I'm going to need to shop around for 107 insurance. I got to figure out how to do this somewhat economically for a part-time, not serious 107 pilot, which is like probably the majority of us. They're not like you. You're serious full-time. You're full on.
Well, I'm not full time. Like I say, you see this shirt and tie. I'm at my 9 to 5 right now. I'm about to go home in about 24 minutes.
Oh, I thought you were doing okay. I thought you were doing 107 more all on.
No. Dobo does it. That's his bread and butter. Me, what I'm doing now, Chuck, I'm preparing for retirement. Is what I'm doing. I'm getting everything going I got 5 years till I walk out the door.
I've been working
my
on that
business
too, man.
established. I want my clientele list established. I want everything ready to go. So when I walk out this door in 5 years, I call the shots 100% from that point on.
That's the really good plan, Dre. I'm
You
doing
know?
something slower than you, but I need to do
Yeah.
something similar. I started doing like when Lori and I travel, I've been starting to film the house walkthroughs and flyovers are getting more and more technically good over time. And the whole idea is to maybe market myself more like a dono. But I actually
Right.
flew the Mini 2 in the last house we stayed in.
Mhm.
I flew the Mini 2 inside to get the shots.
Right.
I didn't have the Mini 3 to do that yet, but now the Mini 3 will be awesome to do that stuff.
Okay.
It's
See,
perfect to fly inside a house.
And like you say, you know, why I am still able to work, I don't want to have this enormous cost factor on my retirement money trying to get up and going. If I got it now,
Right.
I work a little
You
harder
got your
now.
startup costs.
Right. All that
The startup costs are all done.
Right. All that's all done. So then it becomes more just making money
Like
on
upgrades.
top of money.
Yeah, you're just upgrading. So you can sell off
Right.
part of the fleet and upgrade and not have that huge full on like this
Right.
new M200 or whatever. It's like,
Mhm.
you know, yeah, I get
Right.
you.
So like I say, anything I do now has a limit. I say a cutoff time, like say 5 years I got left with the city. I don't try to purchase or make any commitments beyond the 5 year limit. That's just it right there. Because that means that check is stopped. Now, see, Paul's gonna understand why I say this. Now, I'll be 62 in a year and a half. I'll be 62. Yeah, maybe about 19 months, 62 years old. I'm gonna go ahead and put in for my Social Security at that time because even though 67 is the ideal time, I don't know how long I'm gonna be kicking around. And
I was born in
unemployment,
85.
Social Security.
Well, there won't be any left for hell. There won't be much left for me.
Yeah, so like I
Let
say, I'm
alone
gonna
you,
start collecting
Justin. You
mine
can
at
forget
62,
about it.
and I'll use that Social Security money to get out all of my debt.
Yeah.
I'll use that money right there while I'm still working. I'll use that Social Security money to buy, get myself out of debt completely.
There you go.
And so, so like I
I
said,
know we
when
don't wanna
walk out
talk
the
about-
door, the wife's car will be paid off. All these drone stuff will be paid off. All this kind of stuff will be done.
Justin地发的 burrito。
Yeah, there isn't any Social Security money left because Dre keeps buying Matrices and Mercedes.
There's I didn't think we were going to talk politics, but there's no Social Security money left because lefty and righty, whoever's in charge, has decided to spend it on wine, dance, and song and shit. They don't care.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be sacred money, and they can't keep their hands off of it because it's too easy to
Yeah,
get
I
to that
know.
little
So that's
coffer.
what I tell folks. It ain't just me trying to wait to get the maximum amount, and I mean, it may not be none left, and no worse of that.
Nope. Cash
too
in.
many people, like I say, I took the week off last week. My anniversary was last week. I ended up going to 2 funerals, one to a childhood friend, and one was an unfortunate accident with my niece's boyfriend. He's 24 years old. And,
Wow, that's horrible.
This goes to
Sorry,
show you
man.
that, you know, life is precious and there's no guarantee for tomorrow.
Nope. I learned that years ago, but it was reinforced in my head on September 7th,
Yeah,
2021.
when you got
when I
that got
flipped
T-bone
on my
last
roof.
year.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, I
Yeah.
could be dead right now, and I'm not. But
Right. So, you know, that's just my thing is just, you know, get things done while you can and don't, you know,
right.
can't wait. Chase around and
Well,
keep
there's
it
balance, so you have to,
right.
you know, plan a little, live a little,
Right.
kind of thing.
That's
Find the
it.
balance.
Yeah. I want to be like Paul Murray one day and walk around my underwear all day long and
Yeah, there you
know,
go.
put my
Nothing but
pants
bunny
on just to go
slippers
out and
on.
fly and come back and take my pants off.
Plan it, forget about it.
Is
That
that
just
for
could be
me?
Worst image ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
I blame Justin for this conversation.
Yeah.
Justin started,
kind of
and
like-
then he's over there eating dinner.
Well,
kind of
I can't
unsettling.
eat dinner on camera. You see these savages in the chat?
Yeah, savages, you're the king, dude. Grand Poobah.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do, Justin.
Did you say he's the Grand Poobah? Like
Yeah, Grand
yeah.
Poobah.
Water Buffalo? That's
Yeah.
from like the Flintstones.
That's what I'm saying. See,
Yeah,
See? Flintstones reference
that's it.
Grand
the Grand
Poobah.
Poobah of the
of the
burrito
Water
eaters.
Buffalo, whatever they were. Wow. They had their,
Yeah.
remember those hats they wore? Those were awesome.
yeah, with the
Yeah.
horns. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Yeah.
That was prime time, man. Can you believe it? That was one of the first prime time cartoons, I think.
Yeah.
It's the Flintstones. Mr. Slate.
I see Tim making a couple of pop-ins and pop-outs. Tim Jackson and Filipina and her little 2-minute video she pops in. She had a nice little one today with the drone. Landed right on her
Nice.
little mat. She's at the beach.
My vlogs, Lori's and my vlogs are too long. I just finishing up one right now, buckling up. It's 24 minutes.
How long?
24.
Dude,
The whole
you got
story.
the documentary?
It's a whole story. Yeah.
But I'm saying you can give us a little bit, 24 minutes, that's 3 weeks.
That's yeah, I know. I should have broken it into pieces, but it was
You break that up in 4-minute segments, you got almost a month covered.
I know, and I did that with Scotland mostly, but this was more about the artistic thing for me. It's like I wanted to do this one for me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get that, you know, but I'm just saying that, you know, if you break it up, you can have a long one, but then you chop it up into four different.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
don't know
get
if
ya.
it's getting hot in here or if Justin's just getting angry.
Maybe Justin's getting angry.
No, Justin, he's probably using some hot sauce in a burrito.
Well, this kind of vlog is the one where you get a nice glass of wine and you get some chips and stuff, and you kick back and you put it on the big screen and it's all filmed in high def and everything and let it
Yeah.
roll. I don't know. Yeah, I should break it into little bits. It would carry me a lot more content. More content would get me more subscribers.
There you go.
And
You got to look at the format you're using it in. But I always, like I try to tell Adrian when we do the Saturday night show, I said, don't worry about trying to run the show until nobody's left in the chat.
no, about an hour. Keep them wanting more. is
Yeah, like
probably
I
what
say,
the right
you
way to
always
do it.
want to keep the crowd wanting more. So I cut him off. Hey, 2 hours is the max, dude. I said, we're stopping 2 hours no matter what. We're stopping.
Well, that's why art wore me out. I love art to death. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Art's
Mhm.
awesome, but I just couldn't take his marathon shows on Saturday nights anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Tim, can
killing
you
me.
get yourself back on the naughty step, please? Tim, back to the naughty step.
Tim's on the
So that's what I'm saying about, you
Jackson's-
know, and I had to learn that lesson too about, I mean, there's some topics when I'm talking about something technical, like if I was doing like a unboxing, which I never do, like when I get this M30, I might do a 10 to 15 minute video talking about the individual characteristics of the flight of the drone itself. But anything else I do with it, I try to keep it around 5 5, 6 minutes tops. And that's it. Because most of the attention span you're gonna run to is if you don't hook people in within the first 30, 40 seconds, you're dead in the water already. And they're not gonna stick around much longer than about 2 minutes anyway.
These are all true mistakes that I make every time.
Yeah. So
I think I'm gonna find my real computer here.
yeah, so like the one I just did Sunday, I did a sunrise because I got out there.
No, I
the
don't.
sun was up, and the sunrise
And a
part took
computer
about
and 2 monitors.
2 to 3 minutes of its own,
Now go.
and I did about maybe a minute and a half of little bits of the flight.
What?
but
It's a
I couldn't
speaker. Now
show too much
go.
more.
Jesus.
What do you
You
think
called?
about now, Justin?
Yeah,
Jesus,
My daughter
yeah.
was in here asking me a million questions about my computer.
Well, that's what daughters do. They ask daddy what the questions are, and your job is to answer.
right. He has one job, doesn't he?
Yeah, one job, and the rest are all honeydew lists.
For some reason, it won't let me screen share.
Are you the host, Paul?
Yeah, I think so.
Zoom is definitely playing up the last few nights.
One job, doesn't he?
Hold on, I'm gonna come in.
I'm able to screen share, but I'm not the host. I'm a co-host.
You're not trying to share Laura's video because if you have, it's been banned.
In all 30, it's been banned in 36 countries already.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's America, Canada, UK, Australia.
Oh wow.
In some outlying territories.
How am I in here
Oh my
twice?
God, there's 2 Chucks.
Well, because my Pixel 6 Pro refuses to let go. So, piece of
No,
crap that it
it's-
is.
It's not you, it's Zoom. Zoom is just seriously.
There we go. It fixed itself. Whew.
Hey, Kelly.
Got back from a
Taylor.
walk. It's toasty. Sweating. Sweating.
Should go and read the chat and catch up.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. All we need is
Now you're here,
Taylor to
Chuck.
pop in. We'll
You must
probably have
all
just as
read
many
the chat.
women as we do guys in here.
Straight jackets are on the left.
Nice. Thanks, David. Have I
Tim-
ever been on here with you? I don't know if I have.
Probably not. Tim,
Well.
coloring books are in the top drawer.
I got to get the chat going. I don't have the chat going. Let's see, pop this stuff out. I can finally get in touch with people here. There we go. That's more better. All right. Look at that. Now I'm with it.
You could probably throw
Finally.
me through the window.
So where's Mr. Hodges at this evening, Paul?
He got called to
What?
put up 20 signs today. So he had to go to the lumber yard, buy a bunch of 4x4s. He's cutting them up and making the post, the sign, the real estate signs going.
Okay, I saw him put that up, or maybe it was in the chat earlier. I saw on the
Yeah.
lumber he had in the back porch, and he was, I guess, putting some grooves at the top of them, whatever. Yeah.
Wow, this is different. I actually have like video and everything. Wild.
There you guys go.
I see.
The chat.
Dear God. The Twinkie.
Who made that?
I did.
Oh man.
That's funny.
Under the crack. Yeah, Wayne. For $5, I'll drive over it with my truck in like ultra high frame rate, standing up, see how it does.
Now you're saying you want the phone to film in 24 frames per second?
I do.
Okay, so
This
you want to
pile of
be one
crap.
of those ultimate cinematographers then, instead of just trying to get the 4K 30 or 60.
I'm a 24 guy. Yeah.
I started off being a 24 guy, and I just think, you know what, it's just too much effort to try to get that smooth footage, and I figure out that you can get easier smooth footage at 60 frames per second.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for the B-roll, it's nice to film at like 50 frames and then slow
Yeah.
it down and stuff. But yeah, I just
Sarah, you
everything's
just
24.
made Laura choke on her chocolate bar with that comment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Paul
I
shared
should
the
do it. I
Flintstones
should do
opening.
a version.
No.
I should do a video of Chuck just. This is a piece of shit. I could pull so many clips of him just saying that.
It's true. I'm very unhappy with my technology most of the time.
No, I guess 24 frames is a good way to film, but when you want to upload it to YouTube or Facebook, that's when it gets all screwy. Because I see a lot of people do it in 24 frames per second, and then it comes off looking jittery.
Yeah.
When it's on Facebook and YouTube. And when you do it at 30 frames, it's smoother. When you do it at 60 frames, it's like watching TV on the 4K spot.
So I guess part of my thing is I don't want it to look like TV. I want it to have the soft stutter of film. So it's
Yeah.
like a thing.
It gives that film look.
I like that filmy feel. It's one of the things, like, so Lori and I, when we do our vlogs, as we slowly get better at it, to have the B-roll and everything be more film-like is just something we want to be like a cinematic vlogging channel. We don't want to be just, all the shaky, crappy footage and stuff. We want to be like you're watching a movie, like you're hanging out with us, and it looks all filmy. So that's kind of our goal. And I don't know if it's going to do anything for us, but it makes me feel good. That's the quality of stuff I want.
Subject matter is interesting, especially for us Americans over here, and you're taking the time to visit these locations. And
Most
like
of
I say,
it's-
it piques my interest because I want to go visit Ireland and locations over there just because of my DNA strand takes me back there.
We've only been there once, Dre. That was one trip, 2 weeks, and I just milked the crap out of that one. I mean, I had half a terabyte of freaking footage.
That's what you got to do. You take so much footage you got enough to play with and replay with and everything else.
Talking about technology, Paul, let's go to a subject that you like, the weather. Next week, we've been advised to turn off all our technology because they reckon the
hot.
weather in the UK is going to hit 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
That's just, that's
They've
Monday
issued
morning.
a red warning, danger to life.
Will this fry the midges?
It'll fucking fry me.
Yeah, but will it take out the midges? Because they're a pain in the ass in the summertime. That's why.
I don't want it to fry Laura. She's a midgie.
That's not the midgie I was talking
I
about.
David, 110 is what we call Tuesday morning in Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, over in the UK, that's unheard of heat. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of places we stayed in don't even have air conditioning. It's just
We bought an air conditioning unit today, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
today was 32 and which is about
Toasty.
90,
89,
89, 90.
Right.
yeah.
And it's so sticky.
Humid.
Have you hooked it up yet?
Doesn't arrive till tomorrow.
Where'd
The
you buy
heat
it
wave-
from?
Can't say,
Oh.
but it's going back probably.
The heat wave will end tomorrow then. That's right. That's what'll happen.
All
Put
right,
the
Paul, it's
put the
time
air
for me to
con in and
pack up and head home.
Okay, Dre. Hey, thanks for coming in, buddy.
No
Catch you
problem.
later, Dre.
see you, Dre.
David, take care. Justin,
Hey, I'm
behave
I'm
yourself.
tickled to
Chuck,
death
nice
for you.
talk,
You got
partner.
you got the drone of your dreams coming.
He does.
I still got 24 hours before I pull the trigger.
You're in now. You're not backing out. You're in.
Don't back out.
He's
Yeah.
in. He's
Yeah.
totally in. He's doing it.
All right.
Do it. So, do we at least get an unboxing video of it?
Yeah.
No, I don't do unboxing videos.
No, he doesn't.
You can at least show it to us. Come on
I'll
now.
show it. I'll
It's a
show it to you.
$15,000 drone.
There you go. I think that's there. I'm better now. I think I had.
Don't tell anybody.
He told his wife it was only 500, didn't he?
All she wants me to do
There
is
you
clean
go.
up my office space.
That's so loud.
Later,
Hey,
Dre.
Dre, thanks, buddy, for
See you,
being
Dre.
here.
He's a good dude. A lot of good advice.
Yeah, he is.
A lot of good advice. Yeah, so much to do.
Oh yeah, the AC stays on 70 here.
Well, tomorrow we're putting blankets up in the front of the windows to stop the sun getting in.
Justin, did you say 70?
Yeah,
Me too.
I don't. My AC stays on almost year round.
Yeah. Well, here in New York, it doesn't stay on year round, but right now, 70. And people are like, oh my God, you said it at 70. He's like, yeah, I'm cool as a cucumber in here and F the bill. I don't care. I want to be.
Well, we have like
comfortable.
a month or two worth of cool weather where we don't really have to have it running, or we can have the windows open.
We have 6 months of that, but still, this time of year, 70. It's awesome.
We have 11 months of cold weather, and then
I know
one
you
month-
guys do. You guys definitely do. And we were when and it
And
depends
out
where
of
you are.
out of the
too.
11 months, what are it, about 3 or 4 months are foggy?
Yeah,
I-
no, September, end of September to probably mid-December's fog season.
Yeah, we were. That's when Lori and I were. We showed up the last week of September and left at the end of the first week of October. And I thought it was very comfortable. I liked it. But what I didn't like was all the damn wind. The rain doesn't bother me. It was the wind that kept my
Oh,
drone out
yeah.
of the sky. That was annoying.
All right, guys, I'm out.
Yeah, well,
I said
Bye,
I'm
Justin.
out.
Yeah. See you,
Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah.
But holy crap, we tried to do the old man a store and flipping 50, 60 mile an hour winds with gusts. Look, what the hell?
Which part of the UK did you go to?
Scotland, the Highlands. We were in the Highlands pretty much.
Oh, I love it up there.
The Isle of Skye wasn't long enough. We were only in the Isle of Skye for like 3 days, and we should
Have you noticed in Scotland, no matter where you're going, it's uphill, and when you're coming back, it's still fucking uphill.
It feels like it, yeah. But it was like, yeah. But holy shit, was it pretty? And you know what's weird? Like with the overcast, the overcast skies and the mist, it just added to the experience. It was like so mystical and cool. And that's
Scotland's a jewel in our crown.
we just needed, yeah, we had the right gear. We had rain pants and we had full on Gore-Tex rain gear. We were good. Had everything we needed.
You like
Layers.
the Lake District and the Pennines. They're pretty cool.
Well, we got all the way up to John O'Groats. We got up there,
In there.
and then we wandered as far over as the Isle of Skye and got about most of the way up Skye. And we came back around back to Edinburgh, but by way of Fort William and everything. We did okay. We covered some pretty good territory in 2 weeks, but we crave more. It's what sucks. Lori's like, we
If
really
you ever
need to go
come back, do the Pennine Walk. You can do it probably do it in a week, but there's so much you see up there.
I need advice on flying into London and driving south along the Jurassic Coast. And I only have, let's say, 7 days. So like we fly into London and then we immediately hop in the car. We hire a car, drive south. But only want to stay in one place. Is it them just do like day trips and wander out, see Stonehenge and stuff like I want to fly the Jurassic Coast so bad.
But if you're doing that, you want to do if you're coming into London,
Right.
Not
Yeah,
gonna-
Heathrow probably.
yeah, you're not going to do Stonehenge and then the Jurassic Coast in a week.
No?
Now, they're close, but they're not close. Yeah, because you've got to, if you're going to do Stonehenge,
You might as well do
Mhm.
Stonehenge
you've got to
on
do
your way
Stonehenge
down.
in an evening. You can't do it during the day. You've got to do it in the evening with all the mystical, when the sun's shining through the stones and everything. And
Oh, okay. Same time frame as last year. It'd be like, well, no, it'd be late October. It'd be riskier. It'd be later October. So
Actually,
you can't fly the drone though. It's got to be all ground camera work, and then like a 9-foot selfie stick's as high as off the ground as I can get because you can't fly there.
no, unfortunately,
But you can get some really awesome cinematic. Well, you could probably fly there, Mini 3 and stay set back a ways.
Yeah,
No.
put tape over the lights. You
If
know,
you're flying your drone or they see your drone in the air, they will shoot it down. It's,
Ah, those-
You're allowed to do it in the UK.
Bastards. Well, I flew plenty in the UK. I flew in the UK and didn't have a problem, and I'm registered and everything. In fact, I have to pay my 9 British pounds if I'm going to go back, and then I'm good till February 23.
It's really strict flight.
Hey, Marie, but you've got to do Stonehenge this year, because if they go ahead with this new plans for this road, they're going to ruin it. They want to put a road right underneath.
Come on.
Yeah, it's going underneath, so they're not going to disturb the stones, but they don't realize the damage it will do, just that alone.
We're Lori and I are trying to figure it out how to do it the end of this October. We're trying to figure it out, but it's a logistical nightmare because, David, we know nothing about the southern part of England. Nothing. So I mean, I know 3 days in London would be really fun for us, because that'd be a nice amount of time to explore it and see things that as Americans, we've never seen other than.
But we're only 40 minutes away from London.
Yeah. So
you want to come in on the other side, so we're about an hour away.
Oh, yeah. Well, if we get over there, we could sort other stuff out, I'm pretty sure. But I would like to drift down along the coast anyway, and just.
Yeah, you can't do your droning in London either.
Yeah, most of London's a no-fly zone.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. That's typical of big cities, and even with the Mini 3 Pro, I imagine.
I'd love to be able to fly a drone straight through Downing Street, though.
Well, you can. I have the new Insta360 1-inch sensor. The new camera, and I have a dual magnetic mount. As long as my car is not freaking aluminum roof like the one was I had in Scotland. God damn it, I didn't check that stuff.
Couldn't stick to there, huh?
No, it doesn't stick too well to aluminium, as you guys would say over there. So that was kind of a bummer. I didn't know I needed suction cups, because anyway, but it'd be really cool to like film driving through London with that camera on the roof of the car. That'd be pretty cool.
You can do that. You can get away with that.
Do stuff like that. That would be neat. Because you get a really interesting perspective with the 360. That's why I coughed up the money for the 1-inch sensor version of it, because I really think
what you want to do as well, if you're gonna do recordings, yeah, you could put a camera on a mounted pole on your back and walk around.
Yeah, and Lori knows I have no shame. I mean, like we were on a charter for fireworks here in the States.
Put it this way: you get to London, you will find no one has any shame.
Perfect. Yeah. It's perfect for me, because like I have a 9-foot selfie stick that I deployed when we were on this boat, because I wanted to film the fireworks, and they were at the other end of the boat. All the people crowded up to the front of the boat towards the fireworks. I'm like, I don't need to do that. I just pull the selfie stick, start like I'm holding 9 feet in the air.
That was like me with the 30-foot pole when it was like thunder and lightning. Yeah. I got the 360 camera out, put it in this waterproof case, got this 30-foot pole up, realized I had nothing to clip it to, so I just stood there holding it up in the air.
Like a lightning rod. Nice move, Dave. You're still around, brother. But yeah, that's you got to risk it for the shots sometimes. But yeah, the selfie sticks, like the really big selfie sticks like that, are really cool for that kind of stuff.
Amazon.
Sure. All right. Well, that's why I want to get outside of London and explore a little bit. But we only have, like I said, a week's time. So
yeah, well, you could probably do a lot of London in a day or two. You've got to, if you're going to do London, yeah, let us know, because we'll tell you how to get the 2-for-1 tickets. For the like the London Eye, and you do the London Eye, and you get the river cruise thrown in and stuff like that.
I think it'd be really fun to. I'm getting all choked up now. I think it'd be really fun to vlog London as from an American's perspective, because I know other people have done it, but I just would like to do our version of it, which would be really cool.
I'd like to vlog London from a British point of view.
Sure.
This is Downing Street where the prick lives.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen Sandy Makes Sense? David, you ever watched Sandy Makes Sense?
No, I haven't.
She's a British girl, and she quit her job for YouTube a few years ago, and she's 30s. She's cute. She's fun, bubbly. Check her channel out. It's pretty cool. We Lori and I watch her because we like her style. It's very chill. And what's a bummer is she's a drone pilot. She's not great at it, but she just picked it up like about a year ago, and she flies the drone for her vlogs, and she's doing pretty damn good. But check her out; she's kind of cool. If you want to,
Yeah. Send us a link. Put a link in the chat and we'll
let's see if I
check
can.
it out.
It's Sandy makes sense. So you have to find her.
70 foot.
2.72
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah.
Laura, that's about the length of my what's I?
You're wrong. Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'll find her here. Hold on.
Oh, that's all yourself, you say.
Tim put in the chat, he says, I want to go to London, but I don't want to do London.
Why not?
Tim, tell me when you ever come over to London. I'll make sure I'm away.
Okay, here it is. Here's Sandy's channel. It takes you right to the videos anyway.
Yeah. Did you hear what Laura said?
No, what Laura said.
She said, Tim, if you ever come to London, let us know so she can make sure she's away.
Nice. Nice.
I won't mind Tim coming to London.
Yeah.
Chuck put a link into that.
It's travel vlogging. Like travel vlogging isn't a big thing, right? I mean, like I always seem to pick the hardest things to do well at. So like travel vlogging is probably one of the hardest things to make out on YouTube with, because it's so much work.
Yeah.
But you have to do what you like. So
if you're going to do a lot of droning in the UK, the best time to do it is early morning when all the chavs are in bed.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's true. That is true. That is true everywhere. That morning before everybody gets up, you get out and you get the freaking golden hour in the morning and get everything out of the way, get all your shots done. Unless you're out in like the Isle of Skye, then it just doesn't matter. You can fly any time of the day. There's nobody around.
Yeah, if you're doing London, do London probably your first 2 days. Head out to Stonehenge and then off down the Jurassic Coast, and then
come back for another day or two at the end.
Yeah, just head back into London for the last day.
That's kind of what our plan was, something like that. Although we were thinking being heavier towards the end, basically but be in London the first day or two. That'd be kind of cool. Get settled in, then get the car, then drive down, like you said, then come back, drop the car because you don't need it at that point, and then
don't forget we drive on the left.
I know, I've experienced it. Remember? Well, I experienced it in Scotland. It was, well, shit. It's always a red eye to get over there. And we were on this site on Facebook on this group, Scottish Travelers. And I said, oh, we're going to fly over and we're going to drive 5 hours north to go to Dunkirk. And they're like, you're what? No, you're not. And I was like, why not? And they're like, you're going to kill yourself. Or worse, somebody else, from your own stupidity. Because you're going to be on the other side of the road. You're going to be jet lagged. If like on the other side of the car, are you crazy? You don't drive more than like 40 minutes. So like we stayed in Falkirk instead because we flew into Edinburgh and then we drove to Falkirk and spent the night. And kind of
tips for you as well if you come into London. You see the street hustlers? Yeah. You'll see them all around. Apparently, they're not supposed to be able to do it, but they do. Pick a cup, any cup, this cup, that cup, that cup. It's in this one. Don't bother. Yeah. They have marks in the crowd that win, and then they'll take the tourists for suckers. Yeah. Because you see somebody win $100 or €100, and you're like, hell yeah, that's easy. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
And then they got you.
I'm not into that crap.
Yeah.
But it's like,
don't buy anything in London. It's expensive. We'll save your money till you get onto the Jurassic Coast. It's cheaper. And just watch yourself, pickpocketers and stuff like that.
Sounds like New York. London and New York aren't that separate other than distance.
It's getting like New York, all the tall buildings.
Well, when you get lost when you're in tourist mode and you get lost, it's easy to get.
You any good with heights?
Huh?
You any good with heights?
I hate heights. I hate heights. Lori's cool with them. I can send Lori up high anywhere. She'll do anything.
Right. Well, that's two things are going to be ruled out. I was going to say you got to vlog the London Eye.
Well, no, we'll do that. No, I'm okay when I'm. Let me clarify. Like, I'm fine in an airplane. I can have my face against the glass, and I'm fine.
Okay.
If you
And the
put
other
me-
one,
if I'm
is-
outside somewhere, like on like an overlook area, like the sky, like the Space Needle or something, like 600 feet up, I get a little nervous.
yeah, you might not want to do the shard then.
But like but the London Eye, which is like the wheel in Las Vegas, it's a similar enclosed thing. It's
Yeah, they've got
no big deal.
yeah, but they got the shard. It's probably 3-4 times higher than the London Eye.
I can deal with stuff that happens slow too. It's like if I get
Yeah.
brought up someplace high and then it's
Well,
slow, like a
Chuck,
hot air
I-
balloon.
I-
if I do it.
Have you been on this, what is it? I don't know if it's in Chicago, New York, out on a skyscraper where you walk
Oh,
out
the
and it's all
slides.
glass underneath.
Oh
you?
hell no. Hell no. I've been on top of the Empire State Building, and that Lori loved it. And I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm just not gonna make any sudden moves. I'll be all right.
Because
And,
that
you know,
would be
stuff-
freaky to walk out on clear glass looking down.
I can't do it. I'd be like, you've seen the videos where the guys freak out. That'd be me freaking out. I can't do it. What too many James Bond movies and stuff where things go
Yeah.
wrong. I can't do it. It's in my head. It's all in my head. I can't get it out.
Yeah, there is one thing that you'll find funny if you do the London boat trip. Yeah, they got the London Bridge. When you go under, it's got a glass floor that you walk over. Yeah, and they always tell you, they go, "Don't look up if you don't like the women."
Nice.
They're all walking across with.
That's perfect with the
It's
360
like,
camera.
"No!"
I can film that with a 360 camera. And nobody will know. Get all the just then point right up and post.
Yeah, there's actually, as you're going along the Thames,
Oh,
there's gyms, and there was one.
Benny Hill cam.
Yeah, when we was going along, yeah, and the woman said, "Don't look left because there's always a guy doing exercise in the window." And when we all looked round, there was actually a woman this time, stalkers on the treadmill going for it.
The naked gym.
Yeah, it was a naked gym.
Oh, this is like so. You know what? When Lori and I stayed in Edinburgh, it was like you could see in all the windows of the apartments and stuff around the hotel we were staying in, and it was
Yeah.
so bizarre because they didn't give a crap about anything. They're like just running around and stuff in their apartment. It's like this is so creepy. I'm not supposed to look, but I can't stop looking. It was fascinating to me, like just see Scottish people like chilling watching TV. It's like that's kind of cool. Like, I just-
You started zooming in to
I
see
just
what.
couldn't stop looking. I'm like, this is so wrong. I'm not supposed to be looking, but I got to keep looking. But I shouldn't be looking, but I got to keep looking. Yeah.
No, Tim, we built it up in blue and white.
Well, maybe we should do that then. Lori really, really wants to go, and I'm right there with her. I want to go, but the logistics right now are a little messy. But October is probably a little more chill.
Yeah, but if you get to London, you've got to do. You could do the hop on, hop off bus, do the London Eye, and you can also do the River Cruise because they're all next to each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, Houses of Parliament are nearby.
yeah,
At the back of there, you got Buckingham Palace, changing of the guard and stuff.
yeah. I've heard that's pretty cool, especially in the evening. That's supposed to be pretty cool. Yeah, it's supposed to be really cool. Keith of the K Spot was telling me about all this stuff, like the cool stuff.
Yeah. And then there's they got the soldier standing at the gate that you're not supposed to touch him, but Laura's brother kissed him on the cheek and he didn't even flinch.
Nice. Nice. You guys film that? That's an awesome vlog thing.
No.
It was before I started YouTube.
Yeah. See, that's the problem, Laura. That's the problem Lori and I have. That most of the really insane stuff that we did like that was all pre-YouTube, and
Yeah. And
I
if
mean,
you avoid London on a Saturday as well.
well, that won't be a problem because we're gonna fly out probably.
They'll
on
all be
Saturday.
when you get to London, it's all protests all the time. Go to Parliament Square, there's just protests. There's one guy, Steve Bray, he is so funny. Yeah. They actually made a law just to get rid of him. Yeah. So they made it where it's against the law now to have a protest and shout. Yeah. Because that was his thing. Since Brexit, yeah, he was pro Remain. Yeah. And since Brexit, all he's done is shouted at politicians, calling out their misdemeanors and stuff. So they made this law. Yeah. And the day after, he got the day they brought the law in, he got arrested. They took his megaphone off him. Day after, he bought himself an entertainment license. Yeah. Turned up with his ginormous speakers and started playing music. Yeah. And if you see Boris Johnson's exit speech, yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite funny because if you listen in the background, you've got Boris Johnson saying he's leaving, and you got Steve Bray playing Bye Bye Boris, Goodbye.
Nice. Yeah, Boris. I'm gonna kind of miss Boris and his big hair though.
Oh.
He's like
Well, you never know. If you come in October, you might still be in power. He's clinging on. Supposed to be
he's gonna-
going, but
yeah.
Round to watch
Well,
yeah, he's in power till October.
oh, is that what it is? Well, it'll be late October. Be like really late.
Oh, we'll
October.
have got rid of him by then.
it. Do I stay
Yeah.
up and then go sleep after the fine?
It's up to you.
You'll be under new management when we show up.
Might stay up and then.
Yeah.
Under new management.
Yeah, another prick will be taken over.
Well, they're all the same, David. You know that. Here in the
It-
States, they're all jackasses.
Do you want to know how bad it is? Right, 11 people, right, have all come forward to be the next leader of the Tory party and the next Prime Minister of the UK. And we're only on day one. They've not even started the vote yet to eliminate them. And they're all passing dossiers to the media, slagging each other off. You know, all the
exactly what
It's
they do.
just- it's
The
just
same thing here.
ridiculous.
It's
Like-
universally happens everywhere. It's the same
And the-
here. Yep.
But the thing is, in 10 weeks' time, these guys all have to get on with each other and run the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah, I know because politicians are all full of shit. It's like
The infighting has just really, really kicked off. The whole
guys-
Tory party just turned in on itself.
well, we have that with the Republicans and the Democrats. The Republican
I'm-
Party's turning inside out. The Democrats
I'm
turning
pro-Labor.
inside out. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah.
They call me a lefty, but I'm more centre ground. I don't agree with all this softy approach with kids and everything.
Right.
But then
yeah.
again, I don't agree with, someone's come over here, fleeing a war. So what do? We send them to Rwanda. I'm not into all that.
I think we have to be a little careful with us talking about this on Paul's show, though. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But- That's what I mean. I'm not
Yeah,
pro
yeah.
that, but I'm,
Talk away.
no,
but yeah.
I'm like with David. I'm middle of the road here in the States.
Yeah.
I think I drift to the left a bit, but I'm more centered. I don't like the whole. Yeah, I agree with you. It's like
yeah,
agree.
it's crazy out there.
it's crazy everywhere right now.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I don't want to keep us
The
all
world
talking about.
Continues to change, and not necessarily in any of our perspective. Where I don't think anybody can say that they're 100% positive on the changes that are going on worldwide. Everybody's got something that they like or don't like or whatever.
I read
The world is going to implode on itself.
it's
Yeah.
and Putin's working on.
We are going to
destroying
wipe ourselves out, right?
it. Mhm.
And the cats and the dogs are going to rule the roost.
Whatever's left.
Oh,
Yeah, and the cockroaches.
I think AI is in the closet waiting to pop out.
Skynet.
Artificial intelligence. Yep,
Skynet.
yep.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. It's do you guys remember the movie with Matthew Broderick and Ali Sheedy back in the 80s?
What was the name of it?
Well, it starred Matthew Broderick and Ali Sheedy. Was it the Manhattan Project?
Okay.
When they had like the defense system kind of went on its own and was trying to like destroy us.
Right.
It was Whopper. The computer was called Whopper.
Whopper. Yep.
I tell you what, there was one film I watched called, I think it was called Time Bandits, and literally you had a clock on your hand. It tells you how many hours you had left, and people were going around robbing each other for time. Yeah,
I remember that movie. Yeah, I remember that movie.
and it was just so weird. I reckon we're going to get to that one day.
Maybe. Yeah, that was a creepy
You're
movie.
born with
remember that.
like 2,000 hours, and you got to earn it.
I remember that movie. It was creepy for sure. All right, Tim says he's hungry.
Did you see what Kelly put in the chat?
He can pull his favorite color crayon from his special spot. That'd be brown.
It was red a minute ago.
Now it's brown. Brown and red.
And Laura threatened to put him back in the naughty step.
Oh dear.
You take the crayon out, just don't put it back in.
You know what the problem is with this weather? Bugs. Little bloody bugs. Every time I look at them on a screen, one just comes whizzing past.
I'm looking at a big
Yeah,
one.
well, what are you guys gonna seriously? That doesn't dry up the midges? They still make it? Those things
Yeah,
are
they-
indestructible, aren't they?
The thing is, it's not dry. It's hot, but it's
Humid.
all moist and humid and sticky.
Moist, yep.
Yeah, those little bastages.
You know, I don't know how these birds are going to cope.
Remember the flights I had from Scotland? They took
Yeah.
about 2 weeks to heal.
Find a way.
Yeah. Flying ant season's coming and all. Hate
I
flying ant
suppose-
season.
Now, do you have a lot of like hornets and bees over there or no?
We have bees, but
We do have hornets.
yeah, we have
but
hornets, but not. They're
I
dying off, to be honest.
in
I
most-
don't recall many when we visited Scotland. I don't recall many like here in the States.
Well, actually now, because of the weather, the way the weather's going, they call it drunk season because all the fruit's dying off. Yeah. And the wasps have suddenly and bees have got nothing left to do.
Oh, so they come after people food. Yeah, we
Yeah.
get to that point.
No,
we get to that
they-
point in September
No,
here.
they'll still eat the fruit. Yeah. But it's like fermented fruit because it's now
They
like
get drunk.
Oh, they
yeah,
get hammered?
They get drunk. So they
Yeah.
call it drunk season. So
Oh, okay.
you just walk past the wasp and it'll go, yeah, come here, you, sting you. You know,
the wasp, the
bumblebees
yellow
commit
jackets.
suicide.
well, here in northeast US, we get to about September and it starts to get cooler at night. All their meat foods, all their meaty caterpillars and stuff vanish. So they go after people food that's when the nests get the largest here before winter wipes them out. So we go through this every fall where they get really aggressive. You know, you do a cookout and they're all over
Drunk
you.
season.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's related to that.
I know a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, I guess it's related to that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, drunk season.
I never heard of that before. It's new.
Hey, Arizona.
Hey, Marshall's here.
Yeah,
Where's-
go.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at the chat finally.
Yeah, the other worst thing is it's not too bad here because they did a sort of like a vote on whether we wanted 2 weekly collection, and it was like, hell no, we want it weekly. But in some towns, they get 4 weekly collections. So the food that they're chucking out is literally sat in that bin for 4 weeks in this weather. Yeah. And you see the bin lorry turns up and they lift the bin up and suddenly you just see all these flies go zzz. And anyone that's got the window open is just getting covered in them. Oh, well, it's fox mating season soon.
It's already started.
That was it.
Yeah.
Hey, David, how are you keeping Laura up?
I'm gonna keep
That's
him
right. You guys are like,
It's
what is it?
12:30.
12:30?
So I'm getting up at 4, so there's no point going to bed.
Damn, you guys better get some sleep. I know it's getting
Ah,
late.
This is
Late
early
over-
for us.
This
I'm
is
thinking-
yeah.
I don't
'cause
know, 12
they've been on late, but
12:23.
usually Laura's in the background yelling, "You guys quiet down! You stop!"
No, I'm getting up at 4, so I've decided there's no point going to bed.
Oh God, no! You need to get 4 hours of sleep. That's minimum. You should head off to bed right now and get 4 hours in.
Oh, we'll get our 8 hours in.
I'm going to fly my drone and then go to bed.
Fly in
And
the
I'm-
dark.
Now
No, 4 a.m. It's getting daylight here.
4 a.m. it's
Oh,
daylight.
okay.
we're literally 2.5 hours away from starting coming light.
So they're pulling an all-nighter. See,
I guess
We do
they
that all
are.
the time.
Hey, it's Tim's coming in.
Oh God,
It's
Crayola.
No damage.
Here he comes.
Here comes.
Emotional damage.
Jeez, the Beauchart uses all the time in his videos.
hey,
It's-
Laura, you got to keep an eye on Tim.
Yeah, Tim, how many
I want my
crayons?
damn crayons.
brown ones. Watch out
want
for the
the
brown
red
ones.
I want the red ones.
The red
Damn.
ones. Depends how far
Hey,
up they're
Dave.
at. How far up your ass are they going? They turn red.
Ew.
Dave, D&H Trains. Let me check and see Dave. Has not been here before.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave's big into trains. Yeah, there you go.
I dig trains. I never seem to be able to be there to chase them. Oh, I heard Billy
I
Kyle chasing
subscribe.
trains,
Oh,
didn't he?
that's another thing you have to do as well when you get here. They got the new underground trains in London.
I kind of want to drive over to Paris and I want to see how you switch lanes when you get to the other side.
Welcome, Dave.
You don't.
I made you
You
a
don't?
moderator, buddy.
What do you
'cause you
do?
can't drive. You can't drive over to Paris.
Well, you can.
I thought you go underground. Isn't it like the
No,
new the
it's a
tunnel?
train.
No, it's a train.
You go on a train, so when you get off, you just naturally go into the right lane.
Oh, I thought there was a
I
tunnel
wanna
where
go
you
where
drove.
Jack the Ripper
No,
Oh,
you can't
yeah.
drive.
Jeez.
I wanna
No, if
go
we
where
did
Jack
that,
the
the
Ripper
French would
was.
get in here. We don't want that.
Oh well, we don't want the French here either, but we're separated by the Atlantic because we're not fans of the French either.
I want to go to where Jack the Ripper
We don't
was.
mind them. We
Tim,
just
we
have to
can't
let it
hear
off.
you, buddy. Got to turn up the mic.
It's like the
man.
Australians.
Oh, I'm on Dave's channel right now. Oh, I'm totally subscribing. I dig trains.
Yeah, I subscribe to Dave too.
Dave's hooked me.
Can y'all?
Yep.
Can y'all hear me?
No.
No, barely.
If you like trains, you'd love living here.
Now I hope it doesn't unsubscribe me. I'll have to
Hey,
keep an
Kim.
eye on this stuff because
Tim, you have to use your big boy voice.
Truck's probably not.
Yeah.
I can't turn it up because I'm in my car. So
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
That's
Paul,
better.
yeah.
Use your big boy voice now, not the one when you're back in the strapped in the little, booster seat.
emotional damage.
That's
Oh,
it. That's it.
Brother.
Yeah, Chuck, you'd like our flat. To the left-hand side, we've got the South End line for trains, and to the right-hand side, we've got the South Minster line for trains. We're literally sandwiched in between two train lines.
I'd love to take the train up to Scotland, but then I wouldn't want to come back.
Hey,
Yeah.
what about like David? David, what about like where Jack the Ripper was and all that shit? Did they have plaques up there like on the walls, like where all the
Jack
crap?
the
Uh,
Ripper downtown.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper's London, and then you got the Yorkshire Ripper, and he was Manchester and up the Pennines.
Then you got the
Uh-huh.
Kensington. Then you got the Kensington Stripper, right?
God, there's so much good material.
Oh.
There's so much good
When-
stuff to vlog over there.
I'll let you into a little secret.
What?
One of my relatives was a victim of a copycat Yorkshire Ripper.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
In other words, it was a guy that killed her, yeah, but tried to frame the Yorkshire Ripper for it.
Oh,
Ah, okay. Yep.
And they only solved it about 7 years ago.
did she know
Was it-
him?
No, it was obviously before my time. Well, not before my time, but I was only young, but in the early 80s, 81, I think, or something.
You're very old now.
Shut
I
up, you.
guess I was just trying to figure, was there a story like he knew her?
No,
and
she was a
spurned-
prostitute.
She spurned him. and
No.
said this was his way to get back at her or something.
No, prostitute.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what
Did
that's
they
what
catch
Yorkshire.
him?
Yeah,
Did they-
no, he died, but they know who it is. Yeah,
Oh, that's what I'm saying because Jack the
Yorkshire
Ripper,
Ripper.
they're still trying to figure out who it is.
yeah. Well, you got away, didn't you, Tim?
Mm.
No,
Catch on, Jim.
Oh my god! I didn't even okay, go. Go ahead. I'll play with my crayons. Go ahead.
He's going.
Oh my god.
Tim's going back to his crayons.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I heard that they never caught Jack the Ripper. They even made a lot of movies out of it too.
yeah. Coke
You don't need to
vacation.
find his channel.
I don't really have
Covaction.
much of a channel.
Oh, you're like Lori then. So Laura has the channel, and you just kind of you're along with her for the ride.
Yeah,
So that's what Lori
have a
does with
channel.
me.
But I only post stuff every now and again.
Yeah, Lori doesn't.
Gaming now.
Lori doesn't post anything. She just uses Covaction. But then she started commenting. She commented on Covaction stuff, and people subscribe to her, even though she has no video. She has like 10 subscribers, and she doesn't have any videos.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's all good.
Oh,
So how many brothels can we go in one day, David?
How much?
you only need the one.
Okay.
You're gonna go to how many brothels in a day? What, he wants to set a world record for the number of brothels he visits in a day.
Did they make a video about that one time? No, never mind.
I know, Tim, have you checked your channel?
What?
I'm playing. How do you pronounce this beach? Is it Nime Beach?
Nern.
Nam?
Nern.
Nerm.
Nern.
So it's the I and okay. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, so that's similar to like German, where the first vowel is kind of like silent. It's the second vowel that kind of runs the show.
Yeah.
I'm getting dizzy. You're going in circles so much. I'm getting dizzy.
I like going in circles.
I know, but it's
That was only what, my third flight with that drone.
Oh yeah.
Next time you have to kind of move and you know, kind of swoop. You can't just like go in a circle from one point, not just yaw. Yeah. Make it cinematic, Laura. I know you got it in you.
Paul's not showing it.
You've got it in you. You can be cinematic god. Just gotta like
Paul's not showing that video tonight.
Tim loves it.
still going in circles.
Well, the problem I'm having is I'm hoping when I reset the computer, it won't let me screen share anything.
Oh, there we go. You're flying over the dunes. Now that's cool. I like that.
Just put it in the chat.
Now where's David
you're
walking on the dunes while you're filming? That would be really
It
cool. You
wasn't
need a-
with me.
Oh, that sucks. You need a subject. Gotta have subject.
Now, when
I have one holiday a year.
Laura has, this is stupid, but Laura's my carer because I have seizures and stuff. Yeah. But the government say that Laura has to have one holiday away from me.
I see her. There she is flying.
Yeah. But the best bit is, yeah, for that week that she's away, yeah, they think I'm going to go and find someone to come and stay here with me.
We're going with my
Laura at 311 in the video, Scotland 2022. What is that off at the distance in the water there?
Loch Ness Monster.
No, it's not the Loch Ness monster. It's some structure or something.
Could it be the oil rigs?
Yeah.
Is it
Oh, is that what it is?
Is it out at
Oh, you
sea?
should. How far offshore is that? Could you have gotten to it? Looks pretty far.
I don't know how far the mini SE can go.
Oh, it's a mini SE. No, say no more. Nope.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Just to put it into perspective, yeah, while she was there and she was on the phone to me,
Oh, yeah.
somebody's drone went whizzing past out to sea and it never came back.
It got shot out of the sky because it went over a military base.
It went straight over the military base and just disappeared. That was it, gone. There was like a little gunshot and it was gone.
So so those are no fly zones. Do they show up on like
They
Yeah.
show up on DJI's and
so okay, if it shows up on DJI stuff, DJI should stop you dead in your tracks. The problem is if you get into it, it might not let you out of it.
Yeah, a lot of the
I think it was an FPV drone that went that way.
yeah, there's a lot of drones.
Well, I guess I was just lucky
you-
because I didn't run into many when I was over there.
You go, Paul. Just
Can I have that?
God, what happened?
Have that?
Oh my god.
Holy crap!
Can I have that? Yeah.
where's the other one, Laura?
It's on my channel. You'll have to get it. Hold on, I have to get it. So I'm actually there.
I don't want to watch your video. God.
You gotta stop. the
Wait, why is
screen.
it? I didn't think it was.
just-
It's in phone mode. I thought that's another one. Oh, it's another
Yeah. Let's let me have Laura's. Oh, this one.
Oh, not the bumblebee again. Oh boy.
Bumblebee. Yeah.
Oh my god.
The
It's Welsh Rob.
He's Welsh Rob. Every time you ask Welsh Rob, hey Rob, how are you feeling? He just goes, yeah.
Where's he been? How's he doing? Haven't seen him in a
Doing
while.
all
It's
right.
all right. I spoke to him today.
Yeah, I don't see him much. See, now I'm yeah. See, I don't see him much.
Yeah, he speaks to Laura more than he speaks to anyone else.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Favoritism, that's what it is.
Well,
Bummer.
that yeah came out of Tim pretty good. He must have sat up in his little
He's been practicing.
little coaster seat there a little bit.
Practicing.
I've been practicing. I've
Yeah.
been practicing.
Rehearsing. He's been rehearsing for this moment. This 15 minutes of
Yeah.
fame.
Emotional.
I'm looking at computer ports.
Yeah, I've got the video
You see,
recorded.
Sounds nasty. Looking at somebody's ports. What?
Yeah. See, there you
Computer ports. Oh my god.
do that. Emotional damage. Yeah.
Emotional damage.
I'm gonna have to drop off here soon, you guys. This is just going crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go downstairs and hang out with Lori for a little bit. Maybe we'll watch some Sandy Makes Sense or something.
Tim, what's this about? Tim, tell Chuck how we speak.
I
Oh,
mean, how do you speak?
they're gonna go in the living room and get some tea and some crumpets.
Seems okay.
Pets.
Pets. I hate myself. There's something I wanted to do, and Lori didn't think it was a good idea. And then after we got home, she's like, "That was a good idea." We went out when we had a VRBO for a few days on Sky, and we went to the grocery store to get stuff, right? Because they had a house, so we are gonna cook and stuff. And it was the most bizarre experience ever. As Americans, it was very weird to shop in Scotland in a grocery store because all your shit's super small. Like, we're big fat Americans over here, where everything's supersized and everything. And you guys have these little compact for travel things. Like milk was like this little teeny tiny thing. It's like, shit, I drink that in one sitting. What is this, for like a week? What is this? So I just would have had so much fun vlogging that. And I wanted to put the camera on like the mount on like the shopping cart and have it like film in 360 and stuff. And Lori's like, no.
Yeah, if you're going to Tesco's or Sainsbury's, they've actually got little things for the handheld shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually stick it in that and go around.
Yeah.
But
so if we ever go back, I assure you we'll do a shopping vlog because I think it'd be very fun because Americans don't get to see that, and it's like it'd be fun.
Yeah, what you have to do is like take video clips, like do the soups and stuff, and then you go, "This is the British soup," and then this is ours.
Well, then we discovered hoops over there. You guys have these things called hoops.
Is that spaghetti hoops?
The junk food. No, the junk food hoops. So like chips.
Oh yeah, crisps. Yeah, okay. It's with the jumper thing. What's with like Lori got asked to take her jumper off in TSA, and she's like, "Jumper? What? Oh, sweater."
That's a sweater.
It's like, yeah. He's like, we had to learn the lingo on the fly because we didn't flip and know. We were just like, huh?
Oh, you get used to it.
It was okay. Yeah. Well, we found everybody to be really, really, really kind and accommodating. Everybody was great. It was like, yeah. But anyway,
yeah,
it was funny though. Shopping in the grocery store was pretty hilarious. I'm trying to think of what we were looking for and we couldn't find. It was like there was some stuff we were looking for. Like, where the hell is it? Don't they have it over here? What the hell?
Just be aware that when you get to London, you need to know about 50 odd different languages.
Yeah.
No one speaks English there.
Feels like New York. It's like New York.
Yo, New York, man.
Besides the accent, you've got people living in London from all over the world, right?
It's a melting pot like New York City. They really are. New York and London are very similar, I would say.
Well, whatever happened to the day when people used to migrate to like London, New York, whatever, and their first priority was they wanted to speak English. Now it's like they want to bring their language and and
Yeah.
just kind of like the hell with English.
Yeah. Well, that's universally annoying here and there.
Well, it's
Like
like,
New York.
Yep.
like us going to Australia and talking English. The Australians don't understand
Yeah.
it.
Nope.
That's funny because I think like the Australian accent to me reminds me of like a spin-off of
American food.
British.
Yeah, that's
No,
because,
the English, they speak fast. Some English they speak fast, and sometimes you can't understand them.
just so you know, the reason why the Australians is like a spin-off of us is
Yeah.
because Australia used to be like our prison.
Right.
So
Right,
most of
right,
them over there
right.
are spin-offs from our criminals.
Now, what about
that's why Australia's called Gangsterland.
you have two dialects basically in England. You have
Be right back.
like right. You have the
Is-
working man's like
is-
Cockney. I think it's like
Well,
most of the rock
Yeah,
stars
you've got
are.
Cockney.
Is there, does
Working
anybody
man.
still speak Gaelic in England?
Not in England, no. Scotland, you might get it.
Scotland, yeah.
Ireland.
It's more
More Ireland, I think.
Gaelic's Irish.
Yeah, and then you've got the Welsh,
You
but
got
they
Scottish
talk funny
Gaelic.
even when they speak English. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we ran into like this groundskeeper at the Kirkyard in
Really?
Edinburgh. He was tough to understand because he was like a melting pot of accent. He was crazy.
yeah, groundkeeper Willie.
Well, he didn't sound like groundkeeper Willie, but he was a super nice guy, and he took us all around the Kirkyard. It was pretty badass.
The Scottish people are great. The only downside is when they have a drink, they're a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, the horns come up come the
See,
horns.
Now, when you were ever in Scotland, did you ever ask anybody there to yell the phrase "freedom"?
No, I was asked to do that. Somebody asked me to do that.
Okay.
And then the other thing that I screwed up, I guess we do have to go back because I
Right.
screwed up. Lori wanted me to get a kilt really badly. That'd be great
Well,
if I was
you
walking
didn't
around
do
the
that,
Highlands
did
in a
you?
kilt.
Chuck, you did not shout freedom in Scotland, did you? Please say you didn't.
I did
Because
not.
anyone that wants you to do that is all down this Scottish independence route. Yeah. And it's so divisive. You just got to keep out of the debate. You just leave them to it.
They're taking the piss.
we
They're
taking the piss, huh?
on you. Yep,
Yeah,
taking the piss.
taking the piss out of me.
Yep.
I love that phrase.
Well, that's if you say it. That's if you say it.
Yeah. No, there was a castle at every corner. We didn't see enough castles. We do need to go back. I
Yeah,
just
there's lots of castles in Wales. There's a few in Wales as well.
The Harry Potter castle is in Scotland.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Also, if you come to
Well, we had a really that was speaking of the Kirkyard. That's where the author of the Harry Potter books came up with the names for a number of the characters in the Harry Potter series.
in London, near it's
yeah.
just on the outside of London, Watford. We've got the Harry Potter Studios.
Been there, it's fantastic.
Do the whole Harry
Yeah.
Potter day.
Well, there might be a little bit of HP stuff in our next vlog that I'm still editing. It's taking me forever because I don't know. There's so much.
By the
crap.
way, don't go if you go into London. Don't go into the M&M store. Yeah, because
Those are boring.
they've got a massive M&M store, but
Well,
over
it's
You
here,
buy all that stuff online. It's all online.
but in the UK, we have this M&M store, and we only sell 3 different flavors. Not like in America, where you got like 900 billion of the fucking things. Yeah, we've got 3. Yeah, and if we go into Tesco's round the corner, you can get a bag of M&Ms for £1. You go into the M&M store, the same bag will cost you £10.
Jesus.
Just because you're in the M&M store.
Jesus, 10 times more?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's insane. Oh, by the way, I got criticized. I still have them. I have
Sorry, Dave, for your
I have
well.
50-pound notes from when I went to the exchange US dollars for British pounds to take to Scotland here in the States. They gave me a bunch of 50-pounders.
You're gonna have to change the £50 because they're
We
not
don't-
accepted anywhere.
Yeah,
I know they're a pain in the ass.
you can't spend them.
Yeah, I know they got to get changed again. So like I got lucky. Our last night in Edinburgh, we went to this really cool pub and our bill was 40 some odd pounds. So I just gave the guy the 50 and said, here, we're even. And good enough. I don't need any change
Well,
back.
when
And he
you
said it was
land-
very odd. He made a comment how odd it was to see like a
But
50.
Chuck,
like-
when you land in England, don't they have in the airport someplace where you can exchange your money?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
just planned
Yeah.
ahead.
Very
I thought I was doing the right thing by planning ahead. So I had
Never.
know.
You did the right thing. Never change your money at the airport.
Yeah, it's like a
No.
huge fee.
Right off.
But I
No, go
where
to
I
a
went
bank.
wrong was I
Go
had
to a bank.
having the 50-pound notes was something that nobody told me about. I know now.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like if you go to Scotland, they'll give you Scottish £10 notes or Scottish £5 notes.
places down in
Yeah.
England do accept
well, we knew British pounds were accepted in Scotland. We weren't concerned with that because
Yeah, but no, if you get the Scottish ones and you come south of the border into England, past the Lake District, when you get into Lancashire, and you go into the shop and you give them a Scottish £20
they
note,
laugh at you.
they look at you and they go, "You think I'm taking that?"
This is exactly what happens. Where we are in New York State, we're 90 minutes from Canada.
how much down here.
So we're 90 minutes from Canada, just like Paul is close to Canada. So like you can spend either currency here where I am. I can have Canadian change and use it and it gets accepted as if it's US currency. But if I go to Florida with the stuff, they're like, what is this shit? So it's the same, what you described is the same kind of
Yeah.
thing. You drift far enough from the border, all of a sudden it's like, a different deal. But we learned, we were told the same thing, that's the one good advice we were given, that get British pounds. They're universally accepted anywhere in Scotland, but the opposite is not, or the converse is not true.
Yeah.
So that was good advice. But we didn't get advice on not carrying around 50s.
I'll
Didn't
tell you
know.
what, when you're
You
traveling
must
around,
be rich. The guy like somebody said, you must be rich carrying 50s around. It's like, what do you mean? He's like, we're gonna get robbed. It's like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
You can't buy shit with 50 pounds. What do you mean?
the only people that spend 50s are drug dealers down around here.
Perfect. Look at, so I look like a Scottish drug dealer. It's awesome.
Used to live in Rill, Dave. We used to live in North Wales. Yeah, but if you go, when you come to England, there's so many different accents. You can just go literally 10 minutes down the road and the accent's so different. I mean, to me, everybody sounds the same because I'm from Lancashire, which is the Queen's Lancashire. Yeah. But you come down here and they talk funny because it's like, sit down, shut up.
Do you want
Yeah.
me to hit you now?
Well, it's the same thing. So you have that same thing going on in America too. Like the accent that I have in the middle of New York State is kind of like Indiana, but it's not like the accent you have in
I will love
North
you.
Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia.
See how
is different.
quickly she got offended then when I said, sit down, shut up. Yeah.
Kelly, in case you're still here, you have a good day.
Yeah, see you, Kelly. I forgot. I just noticed that in the chat too, Paul.
Oh,
that she was
bye,
stepping out.
Kelly. And yeah,
I
if you
can't
go
change
to, as you're going along the Jurassic Coast, yeah, and you get to Cornwall and stuff, yeah, it's a totally different language. It's like, "Who are Ambrosia are."
Now,
Is
do
that
I-
called the Jurassic Coast, like Jurassic Park, like
Yes,
dinosaurs, or
it's
what?
because it's the White Cliffs. Yeah, it's
the
all-
White Cliffs. It's epic
White
looking.
Cliffs of Dover.
I'm debating on bringing my FPV drone, as big of a pain in the ass as it is to pack. It seems like the ideal aircraft to fly that stuff with.
Yeah, you've got to stay away from the edge on most of it now because it's fallen into the sea. Although if you catch yourself going down on the drone, it's great footage. Probably
I
go
would think-
viral.
If the Mavic 3 can handle, if the winds aren't terrible, I'd love to fly the Mavic 3 because I think the colors and everything would look really great doing like a couple of just a few shots.
Why do I have to-
Okay, I gotta go, guys. Gotta go. Talk to
Okay,
you later.
Tim,
Catch you later, Tim.
Right, Tim, don't eat too many crayons.
Ah,
Don't need to.
stay away from the blocks and crayons.
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't eat the gold ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he wipes his ass, he'll be multicolored later.
I think I'm gonna drop too, Paul. It's getting kind
Yeah,
of like
I think we're gonna call it. We're just about 8:00. David, and thank you for being here. Chuck,
about
thank you.
Yeah, it
And
was nice.
Laura, you have a good evening and good luck flying in the morning.
I'm going to be flying half asleep.
There you go.
Well,
Well,
that means you're half awake, so it's
That
okay.
D8 sprays is from Prestatyn, which is just that about 5 minutes from Rill, where we used to live.
exactly.
She's half
Okay.
awake. It's all good.
All right. Take care.
Right. See you tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, everybody.